Good afternoon and welcome to the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network for this presentation of Crawdads Baseball. It is Thursday, July 16th, 2026, and that means the San Luis Obispo Blues are coming up to play the Walnut Creek Crawdads. I'm Charlie Limoncelli, joined by Harry Setrakian on today's broadcast. Harry, the 25-12 Blues visiting the Crawdads, who are 21-8. The Crawdads first place in the North, the Blues second place in the CCL North, and this is just the fourth time that these teams have met. Last time in the regular season, though, with the playoffs looming. Very important implications on the line today.
Well, biggest game of the season. What a time to have it. I mean, the Crawdads have been rolling lately into first place now with a bit of comfort. They can still lose today against the Blues, and they'll still be in first place. So regardless of the outcome, they're the first place Crawdads, as I keep calling them. But, I mean, obviously you want to be able to extend that lead in first place now. Slow has been really sliding lately. That being said, they've been playing some really, really tough competition. So kind of similar to how when, of the specs of when Walnut Creek went down to play Arroyo Seco. Record-wise, Crawdads much better than Arroyo Seco, but Arroyo Seco has been playing all those teams in the South that are so darn good. So it was a really tough game, couple of games for the Crawdads. They lost both of them in close fashion, but that's kind of the case they have here against a team that's also top in the CCL North. So, I mean, I just can't wait. It is a huge, huge game.
Should be fireworks, but the Blues, Harry, have lost 4 games straight, including yesterday a 10-6 loss in Alameda against the Merchants. So the Merchants, the foe of the Crawdads, doing them a little bit of a favor. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, so to speak. Walnut Creek, on the other hand, they got a win yesterday. Came a little bit dicey at the end, a 7-6 win over the Sonoma Stompers right here at Monte Vista. 3 runs in the top of the 9th for Sonoma. They were knocking at the door, almost had a chance to score the go-ahead run with 2 outs in the in the top of that 9th inning. But ultimately, Ryan Delaney came in and closed it out with just 1 out, got the save, his first of the season. Harry, quick thoughts about that game before we roll the highlights.
Crawdads pitching staff just had walk troubles again. A lot of extra bases allowed just on the walk end of things. Michael Olson, especially, the guy who Ryan Delaney came in to relieve after. I get to the page over here. My goodness, a lot of games we've called here. But Michael Olson, had troubles. 3 walks in 2/3 of an inning, so walked the bases loaded and just left a tough situation for Ryan Delaney. But he wasn't the only guy who was walking batters. There were 9 total walks on the Crawdad pitching staff yesterday, and they had a lot in the game before against Menlo Park. So something that the pitching staff has to clean up for sure to keep the momentum. But the offense, what I saw was an improvement where they were hitting through the 9 innings, right? Scored 8 against Menlo Park in the first 3, then took the foot off the gas. But yesterday were able to add 2 and 3 in the 6th and 7th. So that was a big improvement. It's late game offense, and I think the Crawdads, if they can just kind of piece together the things that they've done well in the past couple of weeks into one game, today would be the day.
Very much so. Let's have a look at the highlights from last night when we come back. Couple more words, then we'll take a break, and then keys to the game after that.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Went to the same spot with that slider and got the same result. 2 strikeouts in the inning after facing 5 batters. Martinez with a 3-2 count to the 8-hitter Urdiapero. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Inside slider off the back foot. And Coupland that completes the tag. 2 strikeouts in the inning and a 1-2-3. Alessandro Martinez gives him the claw in the 2nd inning. Now in the 8th spot, left-handed hitter hits a high drive to right field. Sebastiani racing back towards the wall. He'll reach up. He can't make the catch. Perez now rounding 2nd. He's in for 3rd. Sebastiani's throw is not in time. A big rip by Dylan Perez.
Did you get the spot?
1-0 to him. He's hit left field and deep. Jones now tracking back. He's going to watch it fly out of here. Elijah Ramos cranks a homer out to left center. Clears the wall and more.
Let's go! I've been knowing you. Yeah, baby. Come on. Yeah, there it is. Great swing, Dill. Coming up, baby.
Cato out of the stretch, in trouble. First pitch to Clisby, lined into left field, base hit, scores Taylor. That's exactly what you called, Harry. Line drive single for Clisby, and we're tied at 3. 3-2. Perez rips it deep center field. Taylor to the track, leaps up, misses the glove. Extra bases for Dylan Perez. Bull gets the wave. He'll head in to score from third. Clisby stops at third base. RBI double. Dylan Perez takes the lead for Walnut Creek. 4-3. Bull, the 2-0, crushed deep right center field, going back, goodbye! You mess with the Bull, you get the horns. Bryden Bull, his 5th of the season. The lead just 1, top of the 9th. 0-2 from Delaney. Yuri Perro hits it on the ground. Carlisle collects, takes his time, throws to first. Ball game. Walnut Creek wins. They escape the onslaught in the top of the 9th for the Stompers. And coming up next, we're going to go into our Up the Creek post-game show. Back on the Up the Creek pregame show. Today's pregame show brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek is a great record shop next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend, so check out who is playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. Just saw the highlights from yesterday. That's what's been going on up the creek. When we come back, we'll preview today's contest between the Blues and the Crawdads. back on the Crawdads streaming network. Crawdads and the Blues ready to go. Just first pitch just a couple minutes away. Harry, let's get into our keys to the game for a Crawdad victory. First order of business, know your mistakes. The Crawdads are 0-3 against slow this season. They've lost in all those contests. 2 of them were here at Monte Vista, 1 down there at Sinsheimer in slow. Got to learn from those, correct the mistakes. That's how you beat San Luis Obispo today.
It is. In the most recent on the road, it was early runners getting on, but then getting wiped out via the stolen base. So maybe a bit too aggressive on the base paths for a team that's run very well and stolen at a very high rate in the Crawdads. But Miles Mador was ready for it. And so a lot of runners were wiped off base early on, and then they couldn't cash in, 9 left on.
Second key to the game for Walnut Creek, rely on your pitching. These guys that are set to go today, Haskins, Brand, Johnston, Delaney, Saeed, and Coburn, with the exception of Ryan Delaney, have not faced the San Luis Obispo Blues before. Use that to the Crawdads' advantage. They haven't seen them in live at-bats, so the stuff's going to work a little bit better first time through. Keep it in a bullpen game. Utilize the strength of that pitching.
Yeah, I'm especially looking at Ryan Delaney, who had a really solid inning in the third. Got tagged kind of at the end of it last time at San Luis Obispo, but yesterday got the save. Just a 3-pitcher need, only 3 pitches needed, so he'll be ready to go today. His stuff has looked great.
Third key to the game, get to the San Luis Obispo the Blues bullpen. Trey LeGrone's going to start today, but a guy that's come out of the bullpen in all 10 of his appearances so far, so try to limit the damage, limit the innings that he's able to go, and keep a parade of Blues on the mound, because at least one of them will hopefully give you a chance at getting some runs.
He, too, he brings electric stuff, and he had a great outing against the Crawdads. This was 2 times ago when they played here at Monte Vista, and he can really throw gas. He can run it up, a hard-throwing lefty, so they're going to have maybe a tough time with him. So if you can tag him for a couple runs early or just a lot of pitches, work on at-bats, he'll be out of this game as early as possible.
Fourth key to the game for Walnut Creek, take advantage of free bases. This does not mean try to steal too much, because we saw what happened last time, but this means find ways to turn singles into doubles, advance on wild pitches, advance on errors, find any way besides the steal to get extra 90 feet towards home. That's kind of the problem. We saw the Crawdads a day or 2 ago do some pre-game base running drills before the game, so try to use some of those fundamentals that you were working on just a day or 2 ago.
Absolutely, and Miles Mador mentioned him, threw 2 guys out against the Crawdads. The last time has thrown out 11 on 35 attempts this season, so he's about 33%, just around there, 30% let's call it, on runners thrown out when they try to steal. So that's a pretty good rate. So he's got to rock it back there. Got to be more selective when you try and take second. And then, yes, taking advantage of the extra bases. This is a team that'll make its fair share of errors. It's a solid defense, but it might give you a couple of few extra bases.
Final key to the game for Walnut Creek. Just get one. Need to win this game. It technically isn't a must-win because the Crawdads do have about a game or 2 of cushion in the CCL North lead. But what that means is because there's so many games left, about 9 for each team, whoever wins the North basically has to win out. If you can win today, focus on this one today, and your job as the Walnut Creek Crawdads gets so much easier.
Well, and while a loss would not boot them out of first place, a win still gains them a full extra game up over the Blues since it is a head-to-head. So that will be huge if the Crawdads can get it. If they win, it'll be a pretty large margin in the winning percentage gap. So just got to get the one, Charlie. Like you said, they've lost all 3 against slow so far, but hey, the door's open. They're still somehow miraculously in first. The Crawdads are, and so now if they can just extend that and get this one today, it's probably the biggest one that we've seen.
Perhaps time for a little bit of vengeance on the Crawdads' part. In any case, we'll take a break here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. When we come back, first pitch at 4 o'clock p.m. just about. First pitch just moments away here at Monte Vista High School in Danville. Let's have a look at today's time and temperature, brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Meadowlark Dairy, bringing Old Town vibes and family fun since 1919. In the 70s today, upper 70s. First pitch time going to be about 4 o'clock, maybe a couple minutes past there, Harry. Obviously 4 o'clock sharp, the scheduled time, but right now 3:59 usually takes just a couple seconds long.
Gonna
In
be
any
close.
case, let's have a look at today's starting pitcher matchup, brought to you by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. On the bump to start things today, Vance Haskins, the right-hander, formerly of Delta College, but just recently committed to UC Riverside, much like Barrett Romson, the Crawdad first baseman. Haskins, 3.72 ERA in 6 appearances. This is his second start, 9 2/3 already. 9 strikeouts, no walks. That's the key thing, Harry, is that strikeout to walk ratio, especially after the last few games for Walnut Creek. So Crawdads looking for some consistency out of Haskins, and now let's have a look at the defense behind him. His battery mate, Riley Winchell, starting at catcher, then Cam Taylor at first base, Elijah Ramos at second, Carlisle at second base, Elijah Ramos at short, Parker Jr. over at third, Brandon Clisby in left, Bryden Bull in center field, and Dylan Perez in right. Dominic Nahar, Cesar Chavez, and Brendan Comerford, the first 3 for San Luis Obispo. Haskins ready to go. Nahar as well. Went 1 for 5 against his old team, the Alameda Merchants, yesterday. First pitch from Haskins out of the stretch, a ball outside. First pitch at 4:01 p.m. One of the closest first pitches we've seen to 4 o'clock this season, Harry.
Almost at it.
1-0 to Nahar. Fastball down the middle, strike 1.
This first inning is huge for Vance Haskins. Not a guy who has started yet this season. He's been really, really good out of the bullpen, but a top 3 in this slow lineup that destroyed the Crawdads last game out.
Nahar, an elite contact hitter, just slaps the ball into the gaps. 1-1. Breaking ball hit foul above the first base dugout.
And he went 4 for 4, got on base 5 times last time. So you have got to neutralize him out of the top of this order. Keep him off base because he can run too.
2 years at Cal State East Bay for Nahar, now heading to Monterey Bay. 1-2. Haskins comes home. Fastball high. 2-2 count. Nahar trying to get some damage started early. Haskins takes his time. Now the 2-2. Breaking ball hit in the air. Third base side, Parker Jr. giving it a run towards the Blues bullpen, and he makes the catch.
I'll tell you, that's a much harder play than it may seem. You got a long way to go back into your right. But what also is added is the obstacle of the on-field bullpens. It's always something you have to think about in your mind as a corner outfielder or a corner infielder when you're racing out for a play like that. Very dangerous it can be if you're not looking and all of a sudden, whoop, there's a level up with the mound out there. Parker took avoiding action. Good job.
Lineup doesn't get any easier. Here's Cesar Chavez, the center fielder, hitting .333 in 29 games. First pitch from Haskins misses low.
Nice attempt with the slider there. 4-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, changeup, cutter. Pitches move both ways. A lot of different speeds he can attack you with.
No wonder why he's heading to Riverside soon. Back to the D1. 1-0. Chavez takes low and away. So it's 2-0. Chavez, 444 on base, 387 slugging in his 29 games. Also leads the Blues in RBIs with 31. He's ahead 2-0. Haskins winds and fires. Fastball outer third gets the strike.
And Haskins more of a 3-pitch guy when he faces the righties. Fastball, slider, cutter. The 2 specialty pitches moving away. Then a 2-pitch guy against the lefties. Fastball, changeup, breaking away.
Shakes off 1 from Winchell. 2-1. Chavez has to look out. Fastball up and in. Hitter friendly to Chavez and the Blues. 1 out, no one on, top of the first. Chavez, 37 hits, 6 of those doubles here in the 2026 campaign. 3-1. Takes another fastball up and in. First walk that Haskins has dished out this season.
It's exactly what Crawdad pitching has really struggled with, too, is the fastball command. Stealing strikes early in counts and early in the game with fastballs. It just hasn't really been there. It's been, wide misses that are fairly easy takes for the other side, since right out of the hand you can track that it's going to miss. Those two, the last two there to Chavez, no different. So going to have to rein that pitch in, try and get it down in the zone.
Chavez with plus speed at first. Here's Comerford, one of the all-star selections for the Blues. A pick to first, not in time. Taylor doesn't even bother with the tag. Comerford, 31 games played, 296 hitter, 430 on base, 452 slugging. First offering from Haskins. Fastball fouled away towards third.
And had a really impressive home run at slow against the Crawdads. Last time these two met, went the other way and just found the jet stream up high. Hard for really anyone to go oppo in this league, especially at that ballpark, though.
Yeah.
Sinsheimer Park, it's extra deep.
You were on the call for that one. It was a tower shot from Comerford.
Just kept going and going.
0-1 to the Pleasanton native. Hard hit on the ground to third. Parker Jr. stops it with the glove, picks up. Taylor with the stretch. Late call, but it's there. 5-3 put out. How about Kevin Parker Jr. and Cam Taylor on the defensive end?
That pitch looked like, or that ball rather, looked like it was bound for left field. Not hit all that hard to the left side, but enough to get to Parker quick enough on the dive to the backhand side to stop it. Didn't get it in the glove, but again, still enough time when he has a cannon of an arm that Parker Jr. does to rocket a throw to first. So very, very big out number 2 to keep runners off base, and probably would have resulted in a 2-bagger maybe.
Perhaps so. Comerford lots of speed, as does Chavez, who's at second now. Kyle Becker, the designated hitter from the left side. First lefty that Haskins will face, so expect fastball changeup. First one is a heater, it misses low. Becker, rising redshirt senior at Northwest Nazarene University. 253 hitter in 18 games for the Blues this summer. Extra base hits, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 2 long balls. 1-0 pitch from Haskins is a changeup, grounded over to second. Carlisle collect easily and throws in time. Just one base runner for the Blues. Gets stranded. Haskins works a scoreless inning. We'll take a break. Bottom of the first. Crawdads trying to score first. Bottom of the first, 0-0 ball game. The Crawdads coming up to bat for the first time today, and their lineup looks like this, as announced by manager Brant Cummings. Kevin Parker Jr. leading off playing third base. Elijah Ramos, the shortstop, hitting second. Then Ryan Ellis, designated hitter in the 3 spot. Riley Winchell, the catcher, cleans up. Cam Taylor at first base, number 5, hitting in the 5 hole. Then it's Bryden Bull in center field, hitting 6th. Brandon Clisby playing in left field, hitting 7th. Dylan Perez in right field, batting 8th. And Lucas Carlisle trying to table set, bottom of the order, playing second base. Trey Legrone, the starter today for San Luis Obispo. Our starting pitcher matchup brought to you by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. And Harry Legrone has been absolutely filthy this year for San Luis Obispo. 7 appearances. He's 1-0 with a save, 10 innings pitched, ERA of 0. He has allowed just 1 hit in 10 innings, 9 strikeouts to 5 walks.
Really hard throwing lefty. He's going to come at you sitting in the upper 8s, get to the low 9s. So going to be really tough for these Crawdad hitters to get to him early, but they've got to do it. They're in first place. They set the tone here in the CCL North now, and so it's time to show that off a bit.
Pair of righties at the top of the order for manager Brent Cummings, Parker Jr. and Ramos trying to get it going. KPJ, 351 on base percentage in 25 games this summer. First pitch from Legrone, inner third fastball with some fuzz.
Yeah, already looking lively. That one must have been in the 90s,
91.
91, absolutely.
That'll certainly play. Parker Jr., 8 extra base hits this season. 0-1 count. Takes another fastball, similar spot. 89 miles an hour for strike 2. Legrone, rising sophomore, West Valley College. Big lefty kicks and deals. 0-2. Parker Jr. hits it in the air shallowly to right field. Coming over for Suzuki into foul territory, just makes play. 3 pitches for Legrone, gets the first out of the day. Now Elijah Ramos to the dish, a guy, Harry, that has been on a tear since June 30th. He and Dylan Perez. Look at the numbers right here, folks. For Ramos specifically, 294 average, OPS 763 with 2 extra base hits, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts to 2 walks, pardon me. Ramos on the season has brought his average up to 225, 310 on base. Hit his first homer of the summer yesterday against Sonoma. Legrone comes at Ramos with a fastball inside. It's a ball.
Almost at his first homer of the summer. It's in Simer Park. Last weekend, he really hit a ball deep to left center. It just missed by just a bit.
Yeah, 370-foot double at Sinsheimer. 1-0 to him, hits it in the air, deep left field. Nahar tracking back to the warning track. There it is. He makes the catch. Ramos gave it a ride, but not quite enough. 316 feet into the left field side, 92 off the bat.
Oh, man. Almost got it. Not as hot as yesterday. Maybe not getting to get as much carry out there, but that ball was turned around, and his swing has continually just looked as good as it has all season. Now he's finding the power, too.
Yeah, making good contact, tapping into the juice. Speaking of juice, here's Ryan Ellis, 4 homers on the season. First pitch to him, outside, breaking ball. Ellis, ridiculous on-plus slugging this season, Harry. 518 on base percentage, 638 slugging to go with a 345 average in 20 games. 1-0, Mr. Crawdad takes on the outer third, called a strike. Fastball there for Legrone.
And that OPS up towards 1,200. Mainstay in the 3-hole.
One of the best OPSs in the CCL. Second in the league in slugging percentage, Ellis is. 1-1 to him, wave and a miss. That time the slider from Legrone. First time he's pitched it today. 1-2 count to Ellis. Crawdads in danger of going down 1-2-3. Legrone looking for a put away. 1-2. Fastball chopped towards first. Legrone and Ellis, both all-star selections this summer here in the CCL. Ellis was a starter at the designated hitter position. Legrone appeared out of the bullpen in the Stars and Stripes All-Star game in Reno on July 4th. Again, the 1-2 from Legrone. Fastball off the end of Ellis's bat. 92 miles an hour that pitch from Legrone, fastest of the day.
And he'll do that to you where he'll get to 2 strikes and live around the zone. He'll make you swing even if you don't want to. Ellis just left the bat head out to get a piece on it. Got to watch for the slider now, though, out and away.
1-2. There's a slider. Outer third of the zone, called strike 3. Pardon me, a little bit of a front door slider. Caught the inner third. Gets Ellis looking either way. That's the result. 1-2-3 inning for Legrone and the Blues. Top of the second, Blues and Crawdads. We're scoreless. And for San Luis Obispo, Diego Murillo, CJ Moran, and Miles Maydor. 5, 6, and 7 due up against Vance Haskins. Haskins just allowed the walk to Cesar Chavez back in the top of the first. Otherwise, recorded 3 putouts. Trey Lerone, his counterpart for the Blues, went 1, 2, 3 against the top of the Crawdad order. So, Harry, we've got a little bit of a pitcher's duel brewing.
Well, through 1. Hope it sticks if you're the Crawdads. Through 1.5.
Murillo, another very potent bat for the Blues. 32 games, 306 hitter, 413 on base. Haskins out of the stretch, dots the outer third with a fastball.
Haskins, a guy who has a really nice rhythm. Not quite the slide step every pitch, but from the stretch goes with sort of a short step. Glides into his motion.
Certainly fires it in there. Upper 80s with the velocity. 0-1 to Murillo. There's the breaking ball well inside. 72-mile-an-hour slider. 23,000 RPM. Or 2,300, I should say. 2,300. Haskins and Winchell going to work. 1-1 to Murillo. Another slider grounded up the middle. Ramos is there at short. Takes his time. His throw across is in time with no trouble.
Really like the defensive arrangement today. You get Carlisle at second where he's done really well. Ramos at short. He's been great up the middle no matter what. And obviously rocket arm of Kevin Parker Jr. at third. And Cam Taylor, who's been, feels like picking every baseball he gets thrown. Hasn't yet had to be challenged, but you feel a lot of confidence when you're an infielder, and he's over there at first.
Very much so. The Crawdads said this a lot. It feels like they have 3 shortstops manning second through third. Anyways, here's Moran. First pitch to him, a fastball that he gets a piece of, but not enough for it to be in fair territory. Moran, big bopper, 10 extra base hits this season. 26 games that span is. Slugging percentage good for 406. Well, his average is 277. 0-1 from Haskins. Off speed just misses away.
Does have one of those extra base hits against the Crawdads this year too, though. That's his only hit against Walnut Creek. 1 for 11 so far, so they have found a bit of an answer for him. Hopefully persist to today.
Crawdads would love to keep it that way. Make it 1 for 12. 1-1. Moran takes a fastball inside and low. Moran from the University of San Diego originally started as a San Diego State Aztec, but then transferred to the crosstown rival. 2-1. Haskins fires a breaking ball on the back door, gets a strike called. 2-2. That slider stuck at 78 miles an hour. One out, no one on for the Blues, top of the second. Haskins, 2-2 pitch. Fastball away, count full. Maydor looming on deck. He's been a Crawdad killer.
Yes, he has. Offensively and defensively. It's a guy you want to get to.
Payoff pitch from Haskins. Slider sits on the outer third of the zone. Called strike 3. First of the day for Haskins. First of the day for any Crawdad pitcher. 2 down, no one on. Top of the second for Maydor.
Just really nicely thrown. You feel if you can get Maydor up with nobody on, it's obviously far better than him with anybody on. So a big-time pitch made by Vance Haskins. Backdooring the slider to the lefty, and he's kind of throwing the whole bag at you, no matter righty or lefty.
That's what I was about to say, throwing everything to both hitters, right-handed and left-handed. Maydor, a righty, catcher that's a rising redshirt freshman in Indiana, reigning national champions in football. First pitch from Haskins, slow breaker, top of the zone. 0-1.
Really good baseball team, too, on the rise. Had a solid season there in the Big Ten. They've got some really talented players.
Maydor, one of them, just sat behind a very nice catcher room as a true freshman, but showcasing his stuff in the CCL. 0-1, another breaking ball, this time gets a bite. Maydor comes up empty, he's down 0-2. 23 games played for the Atlanta, Georgia native this summer. 7 extra base hits, 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 homers. One of those long balls was in Game 1 between these two teams all the way back on June 13th right here at Monte Vista. 0-2 from Haskins. Fastball down the middle. Strike 3 looking. Vance Haskins, a 1-2-3 inning, gives the Blues the claw. We'll take a break. Crawdads trying to score first in the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second, scoreless between the Blues and the Crawdads. Walnut Creek has been in first place in the CCL North for about 42 hours, their longest time period holding the current North crown here in 2026. They led a little bit last summer in 2025, but ended up second place in the North. But this year, they've been battling San Luis Obispo all year long. Took the lead a couple games ago. Trying to keep the lead here. Winchell, Cam Taylor, and Bryden Bull, 4, 5, and 6 to face Trey Legrone, who worked a 1-2-3 inning back in the bottom of the first. Legrone against the right-hander Winchell. First pitch, a fastball low and away.
And clinched the playoffs yesterday with the win.
That they did. So guaranteed one of the 3 playoff spots in the North. As Riley Winchell, 18 games played, CCL All-Star selection. 1-0. Fastball top of the zone, hit high in the air, left center field. Chavez working over, and he makes the catch. 3 flyouts and 1 strikeout that Legrone has induced today. Now he'll face the big lefty Cam Taylor.
Getting a bit of danger if just as this fly ball pitcher in general. Crawdads seeing this stuff pretty well, just getting a bit under it. That went off the end of the bat too, but Sinsheimer Park allows you to be a fly ball pitcher. It's really deep there, so it might play a little differently here at Monte Vista. So far, obviously no damage.
Legrone also getting some favorable wind blowing in from center field today. First pitch to Taylor. Fastball bottom of the zone for a strike. Taylor, 229 hitter in 12 games for Walnut Creek. Returning second-year Crawdad. But that 357 on base and 343 slugging showcases that potential. 0-1, turns on a fastball, nubs it fair down the first base line. No. Now the first base umpire says it's a foul ball. But from my vantage point, it did not bounce over the fair line. Or over into foul territory. It stayed fair.
Kind of sneaky. Looked close.
Nonetheless, 0-2 count to Taylor. Hit his first home run of the summer 2 games ago against the Alameda Merchants on Sunday. 0-2, wave and a miss. Slider on the outer third from Legrone. Second strikeout of his day. 2 outs, no one on. Bottom of the second inning. Here comes Bryden Bull. Hit a home run himself yesterday and tied the CCL lead with 5.
And so far, the lefties have really struggled against the lefty Legrone the third. Both strikeouts of his day against Ellis looking and Taylor swinging. 2 lefties who have come up so far. So Bull looking to break the streak.
LeGrone kicks and deals. Hard fastball that misses away.
He's swinging a different bat than he's been swinging. Usually a bright colored, either blue or pink. Today, though, back to the home run bat from yesterday. Kind of a dark gray, dark brown.
A little bit of brown on the latter half of that bat. 1-0 to Bull. Takes a hack. Hard chopper over to second. Alves collects. Lazy throw over to second, or to first with a lot of time. 6 up, 6 down for Trey LeGrone the third. Starter today for the Blues. Magnificent. We'll take a break. Top of the third after this. Later today in our post-game show, today's player of the game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Top of the third, and we're still scoreless. Kosei Suzuki, Brady Alves, and Dominic Nahar set to face Vance Haskins, who's gone through 2 innings of work. Haskins, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. The lone base runner he's allowed today. Suzuki from Saitama, Japan, the LaSalle University guy. 25 games played this summer as a returning San Luis Obispo Blue. 265 hitter, 305 on base. Righty matchup between Suzuki and Haskins. Crawdad pitcher delivers out of the stretch. Front door breaking ball, strike 1. Suzuki was a 235 hitter last year for the Blues. It's already improved year over year. 0-1. Another breaking ball, but Haskins misses high.
Crawdad pitchers in general, last couple of games doing a really good job of getting ahead, getting to 2 strikes, and it's worked to high strikeout numbers, but high walk numbers as well, so just staying ahead is going to be a key today.
1-1 to Suzuki. Fastball hit high in the air, foul over the third base dugout.
I don't know about you, Charlie, but I feel like we've seen a lot of 0-2, 1-2 counts that end up turning into ball 4, and just something that can't happen against a team like Slow, and hasn't yet. So Haskins doing a good job to take credit.
Absolutely. Haskins has been fantastic, but last 2 games, it's absolutely been a lot of 2-strike counts that turn into walks. Nine combined walks by Crawdad pitchers yesterday. 11 the day before. 1-2, wave and a miss. Suzuki threw a slider upstairs. Third strikeout of the day for Haskins, and the first one swinging.
It's a pitch that you see coming in as a hitter. You see the slider spin. You say, oh, he left it up. That one's on the platter for me, but it's one of those sliders that kind of just doesn't break, and sometimes the backup cement mixer spin can help you out as a pitcher if you don't release it where you want, because the hitter's going to expect it to break down sharply like it has been for Haskins, but if it doesn't, they still see the same spin. It just doesn't ever come down.
Full arsenal working, including the slider for Haskins. Now he'll face the 9-hole hitter, Brady Alves. First pitch, Alves shows bunt, pulls it back. Front door breaking ball called for a strike anyway.
Cannot strike again. How much they need to get Alves out. 3 for 46 on the summer. They walked him twice to start the game. That's Slow last time. Can't have that happen again.
0-1 to the righty. Fastball off the inner part of his bat. Foul territory at third. Parker Jr. collects and makes the catch. 2 outs, no one on, top of the third. Lineup turns into Dominic Nahar up. He popped out also to third last time against Parker Jr. in foul territory.
And another reason why that out's so big to get is because it hands it off to the top of the order that is had Walnut Creek's number this season. Nothing doing in the first, though. So Haskins just got to stay cool, calm, and collected. Do what he's been doing.
Nahar 0 for 1. Haskins at stretch. Check swing on a slider. Appeal to first. No, he didn't. So Nahar will start in this count 1-0. Started last time ahead 1-0 as well. Nahar's a .324 hitter entering today. 19 games played. .402 average. Contact machine 1-0. Breaking ball inside misses. 2-0 to Nahar. With the Merchants, Nahar was Crawdad killer, .306 hitter in 31 games, 24 walks to 25 strikeouts. 2-0 from Haskins. Fastball on the inner third for a strike. .87 miles an hour that time from Haskins. Literally hit that upper inside corner. Dotted. Wow. You can see it on the TrackMan data. 2-1. Hard hit ground ball up the middle. Over is Ramos from short. He collects the throw in time. Another 1-2-3 inning for Vance Haskins. Gives the slow Blues the claw yet again. We'll take a break. Bottom half of the third after this. Bottom of the third, and Trey Legron the third back out there for the Blues. Big left-hander is seeing 6 up, 6 down. He's perfect right now, Harry, and he'll face the bottom of the Crawdad order. Clisby, Perez, and Carlisle. Clisby has been a contact machine of late. .313 hitter now in 15 games this summer. On base .346. 15 hits, 11 RBIs. Trying to get the party started.
Attacked the first pitch he saw yesterday off the bench and drove in a run. See if he's got the same aggressiveness.
Lefty Legron comes home. Fastball top of the zone, strike one.
I think taking is a good idea anyways. I mean, just try to get to Legron any way you can. Draw a few more pitches out of him. He's been excellent.
Has not missed much in his outing today. 0-1. Clisby hits one in the air to center field. Chavez ranging back, and he's under it for the grab. 2 pitches for 1 more out. Trey Legron working very efficiently right now, Harry. His pitch count, 14 entering this inning. Add 2 more, just 16, and he's got 7 outs.
Again, just have to do something to break up the rhythm a little bit. Dylan Perez, a good guy to do it. Had an excellent day yesterday. Just stance a little bit more, square up.
First pitch to Perez. Fastball inside, ball 1. Perez won player of the game yesterday for the Crawdads. Had himself quite the game. Triple, a double, drove in a run, also walked 2 for 3. He's brought his average up to 214. He's on base, 350. 1-0, slider on the outer third. 1-1 to Perez. Also has a 24-game on-base streak. So every CCL game that Pettis has played in. He's found his way aboard. 1-1 from Legrone. Hard hit over to second. Alves collects his throw to first in time. 8 retired for Trey Legrone. And now the 9-hole hitter, Luke Carlisle, another on-base machine with his work cut out for him.
Been very pesky at the plate all season. Been swinging early a bit more. I want to see him maybe fall back to the approach of trying to coax out a few pitches, take a potential walk. Just get to 3 balls here. If Carlisle's at a 3-ball count, that's where he's best.
He's worked 10 walks on the season. Pitch from Legrone, wave and a miss. That time a fastball just even below the zone got Carlisle to take a bite.
And not one you want to go after.
Well out of the bottom of the zone. Now the 0-1. Carlisle takes low and inside this time. 1-1 count. Carlisle with those 10 walks. 489 on base. Also has a homer, which brings his slugging up to 400.
That's part of what I was going to say, too. He's earned the more aggressive approach. He's been swinging it well, too.
Crawdads just kind of need him to take. 1-1. Hits it on the ground to third. Comerford backhands his throw in time. 3 perfect innings from Trey Legrone the third. Top of the 4th after this. Top of the 4th, and we've got a pitcher's duel here between the Blues and the Crawdads. Haskins through 3 innings. Just 1 walk he's allowed. Chavez, Comerford, and Becker, righty, lefty. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Blues. Haskins, 3 strikeouts today. Lots of soft contact. He's trying to keep it the same. Chavez, the lone base runner for the Blues, walked back in the first. Out of the stretch, Haskins fires a fastball that's ripped on a line into shallow right field. First base hit for either team today. And Chavez breaks up Haskins' no-hitter. Now, as soon as there's another base runner, Miles Brand, right-hander for Walnut Creek, heading out to the bullpen, starting to stretch.
We'll see how Haskins can deal with it. Dealt with it nicely when Chavez got on with 1 out in the first, got 2 straight outs. Nice play was required against Comerford, though.
First pitch to Comerford, second at bat. Ground ball to third. Parker Jr. collects. Over to second for 1. On to first. Double play. 5-4-3. Parker Jr. to Carlisle to Taylor.
Well, that's perfect. 1 pitch, 2 outs. There you go. That's exactly how you deal with the leadoff base runner. My goodness. I mean, I was confident in his ability to pitch from the stretch because he always does. Hadn't allowed a hit till just now, but man, another ground out towards third. Parker Jr., another nice play against Brendan Comerford.
How about Vance Haskins? Absolutely dealing right now, Harry. 2 outs, no one on. Top of the 4th for Kyle Becker, the designated hitter. He grounded out to second back in the first inning. That ended said inning. Becker, big frame, 6'1", 190, lots of power. First pitch from Haskins, tapped, foul towards first. 0-1 count to the lefty designated hitter. Becker coming back to the CCL, played last year 10 games with the San Diego Bombers, an affiliate team. Hit 257 in 35 at-bats. 3 doubles, 1 triple. Much improved this year with the Blues in 18 games. 0-1 from Haskins. Breaking ball belted high in the air, deep to center field. Bull camps under it. It's in the ballpark, and he makes the grab. After the double play, 1 more out for Haskins. He's through 4 innings. Just 1 hit, 1 walk allowed. We'll take a break. Bottom of the 4th after this. Bottom of the 4th, let's have a look at the standings in the CCL North. The Walnut Creek Crawdads on top with a 724 win percentage. Then it's the Blues at 676 win percentage. Then the Stompers, Merchants, Menlo Park Legends, and the San Francisco Seagulls in that order. Crawdads trying to win as many games possible as they can with a week and a half left in the regular season. Anyways, Trey LeGrone III, he's making that task very difficult today. 3 perfect innings so far against the first 9 hitters he's seen. Lineup turns anew, though. Kevin Parker Jr., Elijah Ramos, and Ryan Ellis due up in this inning.
Got to get it going. Just about 20 pitches thrown for Trey LeGrone through 3 innings. No action at all in the Blues bullpen.
3.5 innings done through 40 minutes as LeGrone fires a fastball low and away to Parker Jr.
That looked pretty good, but a stone cold take by Parker, just below the knees, very close.
92 miles an hour, missed below his kneecaps. LeGrone, glove in the face, down to the chest. 1-0. Fastball misses away again. 2-0 count to KPJ.
Charlie, that's the first 2-ball count all game for this Crawdads lineup. He's gotten a result in the first 4 pitches of every at-bat.
Got to start taking pitches, and that's what Kevin Parker Jr. does really well. 14 walks on the season. 2-0. Front door slider called a strike.
And now second time through, you've seen everything he's got to give. You'd have to think, and everyone has seen the spin once, seen the release point.
Perhaps second time through will help the Crawdad bats. 2-1 from LeGrone. Parker Jr. soared. Slider down low. Nasty bite. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And sometimes, even if you have seen it, still just too good. So going to be tough to deal with. LeGrone is so nasty and pumps gas. I mean, it's really, really tough to sit on the speed of the fastball when he's got such an excellent slider.
Gets great whiffs. 2-2. Parker Jr. takes a fastball in the dirt. Full count. Just the first one that any Crawdad has worked into today. Battle pitch coming with Ramos on deck. Parker Jr. First batter in the bottom of the 4th for Walnut Creek. Here's the payoff. Breaking ball tapped foul over to third. Backhand stop from Comerford, and he gets the throw across in time.
That is a very nice play by Comerford, getting the short hop off the long hop on the backhand side, full speed ahead, going straight in towards home. I mean, that is a play that you see the CCL third baseman either whiff or just hit off the glove a lot of times, and so the way that he makes that play, keeping speed off the bags, that's a big play in this game.
Very much so. kind of just dribbled off the end of Parker Jr.'s bat. Had a chance to get by the infield. Instead, it's turned into a nicely read defensive out. Here's Ramos for the second time. Takes outside. Ramos on 2 pitches flew out to left field. Gave that ball a ride, 316 feet into left. Nahar had to track back to a couple feet in front of the wall. Legrone, 1-0 to Ramos. Hit in the air to right field. Suzuki back a couple steps, makes the grab. Quickly 2 down in the top of the 4th, the bottom of the 4th, and now Ryan Ellis to the pitch for Walnut Creek. 11 batters faced for Trey Legrone III. He's retired them all. And Ryan Ellis, his first time up in the bottom of the 1st, was a strikeout victim. Struck out on 4 pitches looking. Legrone just dotted him up. Lefty takes his time, now kicks and deals. Slider outside, ball 1. Ellis, the longest tenured Crawdad on this roster. In his 4th season, all-time leader in so many stats. Hits, doubles, homers, walks, runs scored. 1 away from tying the career RBI record. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball hit hard on the ground, gets past first. Moran can't get there, and now Ellis will stop at first. A single breaks up the perfect game that Trey Legrone III had going.
There you go, Mr. Crawdad breaks the seal. No more perfect game, no more no-hitter. Now first time the Crawdads get to hit with a runner on, they get Legrone to the stretch. And when you're in the windup for 3 2/3 straight innings, where you're really not doing much work, you do settle into a rhythm. So going to be tough for Legrone, or going to be interesting to see how Legrone can adjust to this here. I mean, he's such a talented pitcher to where, you know, he's got it in him, but still a big opportunity for the Crawdads and Riley Winchell to take advantage.
Here's Winchell. We'll see if Legrone even goes to the stretch with 2 outs.
Yeah, Miles Mador had to call time for him to go into the stretch.
Oh, look at that.
Totally in rhythm of the windup. Very interesting. Catcher looking out for him, though.
Winchell slugging .450 this season. First pitch he sees skied in the air, first base side, foul territory. Moran tracking over to the Crawdad bullpen, and he just makes the catch. Looked like the ball might have had him beat. Instead, Moran does a nice job catching up, and the Crawdads strand Ellis at first. We'll take a break top of the 5th after this. Top of the 5th. We're through 4 innings, and we're not even through an hour of play. 4:48 local time. This game started at 4:01 Pacific, Harry. In any case, Miles Brand gets the call from the Crawdad bullpen to replace Vance Haskins. Haskins went 4 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He was absolutely fantastic. So we're still scoreless here in this game between the Crawdads and the Blues. Brand, a masterful pitcher in his own right. ERA of 0.98 in 11 appearances, 18 1/3 innings pitched. Just another guy the Crawdads are going to, looking for some command.
And went a couple days ago, got the save out in Menlo Park after having to play the savior role a little bit. Came in with an out in the 9th. Miles Tencher had gotten into some trouble with the walks. some runners. And shut the door over there.
1 inning and 2/3 got the save. Now he faces Murillo, Moran, and Maydor. 5, 6, and 7 for the Blues. First pitch from Brand. Breaking ball top of the zone. Strike 1. 80 miles an hour there from Brand. Just a couple pitch mix. 4-seam slider. Occasionally gets a changeup going. 0-1. Murillo check swing. Ball hits off of Winchell's face mask. So he'll take some time as home plate umpire and Brand going to retrieve that foul ball. Count is 0-2 to Murillo. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out to short to lead off the second inning. Home plate umpire and Winchell just chatting it out, making sure the Crawdad backstop is okay. And he is, so he'll return to the 1 knee down position. Murillo, 22 strikeouts on the season. Brand trying to make that 23. The 0-2. Fastball slapped foul. Still 0-2. Murillo, rising graduate at Cal Poly Pomona. Spent 1 season there after a year at Northeastern State and 2 seasons in the JUCO level, Cuesta College. 0-2 breaking ball upstairs, a little too high. 1-2 to Murillo. It's been a pitcher for slow all season long. 1-2 from Brand. Breaking ball low. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Harry, this is kind of what we're talking about. The Crawdads get 2 strike counts, and in the last couple of games against the Legends and the Stompers, those have turned into walks. Brand shakes off 1 pitch. 2-2. Another breaking ball that floats toward the top of the zone, and it's called a ball. Full count.
Just missing. And to your point, when you get ahead, you can sort of nibble around, but at some point, if you see a guy laying off, you just got a challenge. Now you're in a 3-2 count, and your hands are tied a bit. Guy knows the challenge is coming.
Payoff pitch home. Breaking ball hit in the air to center field. Bull initially goes back, now tracks in, and over his head as he called for it last minute and missed it with the glove. So Murillo gets a hit into the right center gap.
And that's one that you got to communicate about. Got to communicate out in center and right field. That's the center fielder's ball to call. And just miscommunication dropped between all of them.
And officially it will be ruled an error.
I didn't think anybody touched it, so.
So error on Perez makes it runner at first with no one out for C.J. Moran, the first baseman. Brand will have to go to the stretch now. Moran struck out looking against Haskins in the second. First pitch from the right-hander, fouled back, a fastball.
And then the result of that at bat even hurts a bit more. You go up 0-2, guy starts fighting, gets to a 3-2 count. You get him to pop up out to shallow right field, and all of a sudden it's an E9, and he's on first when he shouldn't be.
Brandon the Crawdads going to try and do what Haskins did, induce some soft ground balls. That might help here. Throw back to first. The tag from Taylor not in time. Outstretched hand of Murillo got to the bag first.
He had Murillo leaning. Sort of took a step towards second. Was close enough to where he could readjust his body, dive back. But that was a good move by Brandon. I think Murillo's itching to run.
Another throw to first base. And throw might have been in time, but it left Taylor's glove. He had to go back and retrieve it. Stayed at first, but no out.
But again, Murillo started towards second.
Murillo, a threat to steal here. Blues would like to erase the double play possibility.
He's got a huge lead.
0-1 to Moran. Fastball inside. 1-1, Miles Brand, a guy that's not going to walk too many batters. Just 2 walks in 11 appearances this summer. Second in the CCL in walk rate at 1.4%. 1-1. Moran takes a hack and fouls it, scooping over the Crawdad dugout in right field. 1-2 to the first baseman for San Luis Obispo, CJ Moran. Murillo at first, no one out, top of the fifth. 1-2, wave and a miss. Brand challenged him with the fastball, gets the strikeout.
It's a big time pitch to make, and that shows he trusts this stuff with his life. 1-2 count. Just bring him the cheddar. Got it by the bat of Moran. Big out number one.
How about 87 miles an hour on the inner third to the lefty? One out with a base runner at first for Miles May, the catcher. Struck out looking on 3 pitches against Vance Haskins in the second. Mador, 281 hitter in 23 games, 7 extra base hits. First pitch from Brand, curveball misses outside.
Looked like Murillo bluffed to go over there at first, too, so maybe just trying to get into the head of Brand on the mound, Winchell behind the plate, get them thinking about him, maybe try and make a mistake against Mador.
1-0, another breaking ball tapped towards third on one hop. Parker Jr. collects to first for one, to second for one, on to first, double play. 5-4-3, the second that the Crawdads have turned today, ends the top of the fifth. And with that, Harry Setrakian will take over on play-by-play the rest of the way. We're in a scoreless ball game still between the Blues and the Crawdads.
Five, 6, and 7. 2 lefties and a righty to face Trey Legrone for the second time today, but he has been absolutely outstanding. He's allowed 1 hit through 4 innings of work. On the season, he's just allowed 2 hits through 17 innings. So the rate he's currently going at, not going to give up another one for, what, about 9 innings?
Yeah, something like that.
Sheesh. Crawdads hoping that's not going to remain the case, and, well, obviously going to do their best to get in the way of that. Only 57 minutes played. We're halfway through as Cam Taylor is up for the second time. Struck out his first time against Legrone. Now the lefty delivers. Pitch down low in the dirt, taken for ball 1.
That's how the Crawdads got to do it.
Yeah.
Work walks, take pitches, force Legrone to throw as many as he possibly can before getting pulled.
Taylor's a funny case because he will chase, but he will take a walk as Legrone winds for the 1-0, taken by Taylor for a strike. Low and away corner brought the heat, and Taylor didn't love it, just a little bit beyond that outside corner perhaps.
Trackman will agree with Cam Taylor, probably not a strike if you go by the exact definition.
Fires, takes ball 2, 2-1.
But he gets that one back, takes inside.
So
Keep staying ahead.
So ahead he goes as Taylor, a tough lefty versus lefty matchup. One of the 2 strikeout victims, both lefties, Ryan Ellis and Cam Taylor going down. 2-1 though, the pitch. Wave and a miss. Actually fouled it, got a piece of Mador. who's up off the ground, a bit frustrated, fired a hard throw back to the mound in frustration. And so home plate ump, as he did for Riley Winchell, going to give Miles Mador a little moment here as the Indiana Hoosier rising sophomore catcher with his crimson red catcher's gear will take a second. And you mentioned their outstanding catcher room, and it really is impressive. Hogan Denny, a guy who's playing on the Cape this summer. Owen Tanuver, a younger guy kind of backing up. 2-2 to Taylor. Take in outside. Ball 3-3-2 count, so on the doorstep of a walk. But again, Mador, a chance to learn under some really talented guys. Also TJ Schuyler, excuse me, from Antioch, Illinois. Big
Not to be
chance.
confused with Antioch, California.
I almost said it. Payoff pitch to Taylor. Here it comes. Fastball down low, almost in the dirt, and Taylor takes a walk. Crawdads have their second base runner of the day, this time the first that has led off an inning.
Good patient approach from Cam Taylor. Wasn't going to swing at stuff that he knew he couldn't hit. Bryden Bull needs to follow the same suit. Just try to get ahead, wait for LeGrone to make a mistake. He hasn't so far, but this is the longest outing of LeGrone's season. He's bound to make one.
And now back into the stretch. He only threw one pitch in the stretch last inning. Riley Winchell went after the first pitch, fouled out to first base. CJ Moran, a long running play. Now the lefty Bull sees him. And this one kicks away from Mador. Taylor a late break, but he'll have plenty of time to scoot up to second. That ball went all the way back to the expansive backstop here in Monte Vista. Wild pitch, ball one. And Taylor in scoring position. That is a very, very big moment.
And that's a ball that touched that lower third of the zone. If it stays in Mador's glove, it's called strike one. Instead, a wild pitch and Bull the beneficiary.
You know what? With that, I'm going to maybe throw that as a passed ball.
I think that would be a solid scoring decision.
Should have caught that one.
I'll check the official scoring decision.
Yeah, pass
for
ball.
You. Yep, pass ball it is.
So 1-0 Bull takes on the outside corner. A fastball lands there for a strike.
Trackman saying that was way out of the zone.
Yeah, about a 6-inch gap there.
It's been an extended zone all day, though.
1-1 from LeGrone in a scoreless ball game, bottom of the fifth. Bull swings and fouls it back. Big sweeping swing from the lefty Bryden Bull, which connected for a long homer to right center yesterday. Fifth on the season. And looking just for a single here. Or a ground ball to the right side, nobody out, runner on second in a game that's runs are hard to come by.
Yeah, just put the ball in play.
Here's the 1-2. Bull rips it to right field. In and back now, Suzuki leaps up, makes the catch. Taylor will tag. Throw in is cut off, and now the throw to third is not in time, so does the job, a productive out to get Taylor over to third base, but that one was hammered 99 miles an hour off the bat, a bit too low, and I think had some knuckling action out to right because Suzuki really did break in, then back and out of his feet to make a catch.
Yeah, that's a great swing right there from Brian. That's exactly what you want. I mean, a little bit of ball in play luck there, obviously. It's hit straight at the defender instead of into one of the gaps, but I was about to say, Harry, in the last pitch, he got a breaking ball top of the zone. He loves to see those. Got another one, breaking ball top of the zone, clobber it. Productive out. You'll absolutely take it.
So now it's Brendan Clisby looking to get a run in. LeGrone will go from the windup, swing and a miss. Big swing and a big fastball. Uber challenge, up and in, 91.
That's a pitcher's pitch right there. LeGrone not afraid of these crawdads. Just went after Clisby, knew he was going to swing.
Infield in, the 0-1. Clisby over to short. Taylor will head back as the shortstop Murillo looks him back and gets Clisby at first. Just like that, 2 men are out. And LeGrone 1 out away from getting out of this scoreless, and he gets a lefty now in Dylan Perez.
Really well done for LeGrone, inducing soft ground ball. That one out of the zone, but he took advantage of Clisby being very aggressive. He is a very aggressive hitter just by trade, and induced some weak contact right to your stalwart shortstop Murillo.
So infield returns back to their normal posts. First pitch to Perez, taken outside, a ball. Setting the tone with the fastball again is LeGrone, and I think Clisby there maybe fell into swing mode a bit. You're in a run-scoring chance. It doesn't have to be a base hit, so went after an ill-advised pitch. Now Perez is turned with 2 down, standing tall in the batter's box, takes upstairs for ball 2.
And honestly, if you're the Crawdads, I don't think there's anybody you'd rather have up right now than Dylan Perez. He's swinging a hot bat. He thrives against hard-throwing pitchers. I mean, he saw really good pitching in the Big 12 this spring. That's why he struggled this year. Hasn't seen as good a pitching. He's not used to it.
2-0. Up and away again. That time the slider is sweeping outside for ball 3. So a 3-0 count.
Hold the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. And by my tally, first 3-0 count of the game that Trey Legron has faced. He's been ahead of hitters almost exclusively. The walk to Taylor earlier in the inning. Now a 3-0 to Perez. Here it comes. Take in for a strike. Fastball lands there. Through the zone for first strike of the at-bat. Perez simplified the swing a bit. Standing up a bit taller. Doesn't have to get out of the lower crouch now. The knees bent a bit more and was good for a player of the game effort yesterday, where he went 2 for 3. He's way ahead, 3-1, and he drives one to right field on a line, but Suzuki's right there and in, so five have come and gone very quickly as the final 4, maybe more, since we're tied. But today's player of the game will be brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads, as the right fielder Kosei Suzuki had a couple of hard hit balls his way in the bottom of the 5th, leads off the top of the 6th against Miles Brand. First pitch is ripped into left for a base hit. So he'll be on to start the inning for San Luis Obispo. Back-to-back innings, now 3 straight innings with the leadoff runner on, though both times wiped out via double plays. Crawdads have turned 2 today, now 26 on the season. That's, I think, as things stand, if the team above them, if the Conejo Oaks, no, they've turned 28. So 26 for the Crawdads there. Sole second place in double plays. Defense has really turned a lot as Brady Alves in, the 9-hitter. And the corner's thinking he's going to bunt. Kevin Parker Jr. is standing 5 feet in on the grass. And Alves will square. He misses the bunt. Longacre picked back to first, diving in safely, Suzuki. And on that note, Drew Longacre, new catcher in this game. So he's taken over for Riley Winchell behind the plate. I believe that was a swinging strike.
Yes.
We bunted at it. Now he'll square early. Parker in tight. Bunted down the first base side. A good one. Brand scurries over. Bare hand. No, he can't get it. Alves gets on first. And Suzuki up to the second. Brady Alves was trying to give himself up for a sac bunt, but it was just too good. Brand went with the bare hand. Took his eyes up a bit too early there, Charlie. And I think that an error will go against him because he could have made the play. Just tried to rush himself a bit too much.
Yeah, that's just a very well-placed bunt, but you would think that as a pitcher you probably have a shot at it, but I think the double stab there for Brand is going to end up as an error.
Corners in, Nahar will square, pushes it down the right side. This one kicks foul though. Alva is going to get credited with a single, just his 4th hit of the season, 48 at bats.
Can't be giving up hits like that to the 9-hole guy.
You can if he's hitting 300, but Alva's 065 coming into today.
Right.
And they've led him on base now 3 total times in the 2 games he's played. 6 plate appearances? It can't happen.
Now you got to get Nahar out somehow, or at least find another out somewhere else.
Squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike. So Crawdads are playing for an out at third. Cam Taylor was all the way in. He was almost even with Miles Brand before the pitch from first. Now an 0-2 count, though. Parker and Taylor just hold on the edge of the grass with the middle of the infield back. 0-2, Nahar scoots away from a fastball inside. Goes to 1-2. So big at bat for Dom Nahar. Chance to chase home the first run of the game as the Crawdads couldn't with a runner on third in the bottom of the fifth. 1-2 from Brand. Slider swung on and missed. He got him.
Wow, fantastic pitch from Miles Brand. Front door slider at 80 miles an hour, up and in. That's a very hard pitch to get to, especially when you're probably expecting it to break a little more or maybe even a little less. Either way, just beautifully placed.
Jammed himself up with the swing, and now a big first out as Cesar Chavez stands in. Center fielder, 1 for 1 today. Been on twice with a walk in the first. Wiped out via a double play after a leadoff single in the fourth. Crawdads looking for another one of those. First pitch is fouled away off to the right side, high in the air and towards the batting cages here at Monte Vista.
Yeah, double play ends the inning, but also for Brand. You want to keep attacking, maybe try to get another punch out. That would work similarly, although you give Slow one more out to try and plate some runners. But those are the only outcomes I think that are really acceptable here.
No balls and a strike. Pitch is hit hard into right field, dropping, and now Perez comes in. He'll make the catch. That one hung up just long enough for Perez to squeeze it, put it away, and we've seen some hard-hit balls to right the last couple of innings with runners in scoring position, but all three have now been caught by the right fielders, Dylan Perez and Kosei Suzuki, respectively, and now Brand out away from stranding. 2 runners on, Suzuki on second, Alves on first. And Brandon Comerford, who's been excellent against the Crawdads so far this season, is up, trying to drive in a run. First pitch to him is a slider taken for a strike. Lands on the outside corner, a little bit out.
Yeah, a little bit out. But both pitchers have been all the pitchers today have been beneficiaries from an extended strike zone, so can't be too mad at it.
Comerford, 2 groundouts to third, 1 a double play. Time called as Brand goes into the stretch. That is far too late. There was a ball that kicked into left field on the visiting bullpen. It was there for a few beats before it was seen out there. Brand was, again, in his motion in the stretch. It's correct to call time, just slightly too late. Brand, that would have been a strike.
Technically, the TrackMan says no, it would have been low. In any case, 0-1.
Maybe not. So we love that he called time there.
Yeah, it worked.
0-1 from Brand. Fouled up, back over us. And off the wall back there. No balls, 2 strikes.
Brand's in a really good spot right now. I mean,
Yeah.
how about allowing 2 leadoff singles and then getting your strikeout to the leadoff guy, then inducing a hard line out in the 2-hole. Now you're 0-2 against the 3-hole guy. Go to a put-away pitch. Try to get out of the inning right here.
Looking for 6 Crawdad shutout innings, and this slider sails to the backstop. Longacre quickly on it, but Suzuki goes to third. Alves goes to second. Brand just totally lost that one out of the hand. So, very wild pitch.
Very, but just a pitch that you got to flush. Miles Brand just completely erased that from the memory. You're still up 1-2. Put Comerford away. Get out of the inning.
The only real unfortunate thing now, a base hit would drive in 2. Comerford, a guy who's gotten 5 base hits against the Crawdads this year. The 0 for 2 again today, has hit the ball pretty hard twice to third. 1-2 with 2 outs. The pitch. Got him swinging. Comerford goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 on the day for Brand as he strands 2 runners in scoring position. We're still scoreless. New pitcher on for the Blues, and hallelujah. 5 innings for Trey Legrone III. He was almost untouchable, gave up a hit, no runs. 1 walk to 2 strikeouts. The Crawdads were putting his pitches in play, but doing it on what felt like the 3rd or 4th pitch every at-bat, so he was really efficient until his last inning where the Crawdads got a runner to 3rd, but they're very happy to see him out. However, it doesn't get much easier with Mikey Rodriguez coming onto the mound. 11 innings so far, 4.09 ERA. He'll face 9-1-2. The righty versus righty matchup begins to Carlisle. He takes the ball in the dirt. That made Orr blocks, but Carlisle was thinking about a bunt.
Yeah, that's the right play. We saw a well-executed bunt from Brady Alves last time for the Blues. Now Carlisle trying to get in on the party, and I'll take one out of your book, Harry. You gotta, for Carlisle, try to bunt it down the third base side in between the third baseman, the pitcher, and the catcher. Put it in no man's land, like, I don't know, 20 feet into the grass.
Yeah, just got to get it past the mound, really, to either the right or left. Then that triangle is where you want it. 1-0 pitch. He'll swing away and fist one into center field, though shallow center. In comes Chavez. He'll put it away.
94-mile-an-hour pitch from Rodriguez there.
Oof. It's not fun. Youngstown State Penguin. Guys are only hitting 150 against him this summer. He has given up 5 runs in those 11 innings, though 19 strikeouts to 8 walks. He is top tier stuff.
Yeah,
no matter
stuff is great.
No matter the ERA, which is still in the low 4s.
But if you're the Crawdads, the good thing about higher velocity is it takes less to pump one out here at Monte Vista.
Here's a guy with some pop, and Kevin Parker. First pitch is down low. 92 miles an hour. We're looking for the first run in this game. It's been very briskly played, just an hour and 17 minutes gone by, and we're almost through 6 innings.
Yeah, I love that. Plus, it's been a great game of baseball, very fundamental.
Next pitch to Parker, also in the dirt, taking ball 2. 3 hits for Slow, no errors on the field. And for Walnut Creek, 1 hit, 1 error. Very cleanly played. Like you said, it's been a top-tier pitcher's duel. 2-0 pitch to Parker, taking all the way. It's in there for a strike. Inside and at the knees for the first one. He being Rodriguez, fires the first strike of the at-bat. 2 balls, 1 strike, in it comes. Other batter's box taking ball 3, 3-1. Rodriguez pitched against the Oregon Ducks this year, though I don't believe this was a game that I attended. Mainly because, you see Ducks, you see Youngstown State on the same game. You kind of know the result before it's over, or before it's even started. 3-1, way behind is Rodriguez. He fires a strike to Parker Jr., takes again.
Wow.
So it goes to 3-2.
Really well located, top of the outer third. And this is, Harry, I got to say, probably the hardest velocity the Crawdads have faced this season. 94 to 93 for Rodriguez.
3-2 to Parker. He's hit out towards third on the stop is Comerford, swinging around and throwing to first. He gets Parker in time. A very nice play by the third baseman, as both third basemen have now hit 2 groundouts to each other.
Yeah, Comerford's been a busy guy today, but really well handled. How about the pirouette spin and the throw in time? Beats Parker out by a step. Whew. I mean, if you love pitching and defense, man, Harry, this is like a dream come true. What a game.
A really nice pitch to get out. Number 2 is Elijah Ramos, the 2-hitter today, and he's 0 for 2. Facing the righty Rodriguez for the first time. He sees a fastball upstairs for a ball. In Youngstown State, they've got a couple of guys that can throw pretty hard, can tune it up like this. My friend Sumner Estes pitched in that game too. Gets it up to 92. 1-0, taken up and in. Ball 2. So Rodriguez part of the hard-throwing staff during the spring and during the summer. His 2-0 to the righty Ramos is a slider that just misses on the inside. Was ready to call that one a strike. Looked pretty good.
Great call from the home plate umpire. I mean, that missed by maybe half an inch, slowing inside.
Danger of putting speed on first with 2 outs is Rodriguez. Got to get in here. 3-0 to Ramos. Upstairs and in the top of the zone, taken for a strike.
Yeah, well located, get me over fastball from Rodriguez in a place where even if the hitter decided to go, not going to be good contact.
3 balls and a strike. Ramos way ahead. With 2 down, nobody on. The pitch down low, taking ball 4.
And I think that's got to be the recipe for Walnut Creek. Take until you're in a full count, honestly, and then assess the pitch as it comes out of the hand, because both Legrone and Rodriguez, they've been kind of filling up the strike zone, but they've also been trying to dot the corners a lot, and they've missed.
Alves and Murillo at second and short will swing over to the pull side a bit more. Alves pretty deep in the hole. On the pull side for Ryan Ellis, the lefty, and Murillo over towards second base with 2 down. And Ramos on first. C.J. Moran holds Ramos on. He's got a short lead. Ellis facing righty for the first time today. Throw goes over to first, and no tag attempted, but Ramos dives in. So big chance for Ellis, who's got a hit today. Got the only hit for the Crawdads against Trey Legrone. One of the 2 hits Legrone has allowed all season. First pitch his way is up and away, taking ball 1.
And there is a more high-pressure moment. I don't think Walnut Creek wants anybody besides Ryan Ellis at the dish right now, especially facing a hard-throwing right-hander. You can see the ball a little bit earlier out of his hand. This is a prime opportunity for Ellis to launch a double.
Still just chasing Ryan Brome, all-time RBI leader. There goes Ramos. Ellis shoots one out towards left center field, though not much behind it as Nahara into the gap will make the catch from left. And that will do it. So Ramos stranded on the bases. Ellis goes to 1 for 3 on the day with the flyout. 6 have come and gone in a blink of an eye. No score. Crawdads, after 6 shutout innings from Vance Haskins and Miles Brand, make a call to the bullpen to bring on the young right-hander Sam Johnston, headed towards the University of California, Berkeley. Next season, he'll be a Golden Bear, and so far this summer, he's really had some trouble. He has nice stuff. He's just been hit around so far. Also, the walks getting to him a little bit. 6 walks in 2 1/3 innings. Also 4 strikeouts, but the hits have been the key. 7 of them in those 2 1/3. So he's on in a very big spot. I mean, this whole game has been a big spot so far, even though it's been moving right along, nothing through 6. He'll face the middle of this San Luis Obispo order, though. Kyle Becker, Diego Murillo, and C.J. Moran, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. And among them, 0 for 9 today. 0 for 6, I should say. Sorry, they've both been up. They've all been up twice. No hits. Only one reached base via an error out in right center field. But it's been all pitching and defense so far today. And Johnson hoping to bring more of the same.
This is what you live for as a pitcher, a challenge, heart of the order against one of the best teams in the North.
First pitch to Becker takes just away for a strike. The fastball landing in just outside. So he gets ahead 1-0.
Johnson's just got to throw strikes. That's been part of the problem, is he had trouble missing the zone, then he comes in and allows a hit.
Fastball farther away this time, taking 2-0. Becker, the big, tall lefty, looking for something to pull. A very wide open stance in that left-hand batter's box. Hand held pretty high above the shoulder. 2-0 pitch to him. Will run inside and drill him. So Johnston, first 3 pitches of his day, not where he wants him. Hits just his second batter of the season. Crawdads have now hit 42. Total about middle of the pack in terms of CCL overall. Crawdads usually able to keep their pitches off the bodies of opposing hitters, but not that time. So leadoff base runner, Becker's on first, and Diego Murillo, the righty, will be in after a quick meeting with his third base coach over there, talking about what to look for. Maybe going to play some small ball in a scoreless game, as this is the first game in 2026 for the Crawdads that has been 0-0 after 6 going into the 7th. So it's about time where you'd expect teams to start manufacturing runs, or trying to at least. Murillo, with Parker Jr. coming in, will square to bunt, takes just outside. A breaking ball misses.
Ryan Delaney warming up for Walnut Creek in a hurry, so got to imagine with a 0-0 game on the line, Johnston leash with him is probably going to be short.
The lefty Delaney certainly with urgency out there.
In your favor, just need a soft ground ball, let the defense do the work.
1-0 count, swinging and hitting it up the middle is Murillo. So he gets on for a base hit. Did not square around a bunt that time, and a good decision. He's on first, and that moves Becker up to second. Now Johnston really needs to bear down. Doesn't get much easier with C.J. Moran coming up, who came into today. I mean, the slash line looks really solid. 277, 339, 406. But against the Crawdads, just 1 for 13, 5 strikeouts. You feel like maybe he's due against this team. But the Crawdads have had his number. Johnston continues work. He squares to bunt, pulls it back for a ball.
Yeah, Johnston just having a hard time finding the strike zone right now. Everything's kind of missing away to both the lefties and the righties. And now Gabe Rojas going to go have a chat with him. Ample time. This is, I think, perfect spot to do it. Just need to calm him down. Got to find the strike zone right now. And it's not even that you have to throw a ton of strikes and get punch out here. There's 2 runners on base. The theme of the day is induce soft contact, because Kevin Parker Jr. looks fantastic at third base. Ramos has been really good at short. Carlisle's great at second base. And Cam Taylor's a really good first baseman too. Just let the infield do the work.
Crawdads have been turning a lot of double plays today, a lot of double plays in the last week and maybe a half, I'd say. Over the weekend in SoCal, they turned 3 in back-to-back games. That was a huge, huge help in a couple of losing efforts, but really kept those games close. And the same today. 2 of them so far have wiped out early runner situations, as Gabe Rojas will now take the long walk back to the dugout after giving Ryan Delaney some good time out there to warm up. Some extra pitches allowed because Rojas looked like he was walking in .5 speed. He knows how to do it. So now the 1-0 count, we resume. Righty versus lefty. Johnston versus Moran. Moran will square, and pitch is way outside. Longacre had to extend the left arm as far as it could go to catch that one.
Yeah, and a very good effort from Drew Longacre. Saves a wild pitch, saves the runners advancing.
So way behind, 2-0 against the lefty. Again in the dirt, taken, and squaring to bunt that time was Moran, but he's pulled back now, back-to-back pitches, and is in a 3-0 count. Johnston, it's just got to get something over. You know he's not likely going to swing 3-0. This pitch comes in, and he does pull back a bunt. It's taken for a strike.
There you go, outer third. More of that for Sam Johnston. Just work the strike zone, work with the fastball.
Still a big-time offensive favoring count for Moran. 3-1. Johnson a long pause, looks back to second. Now he'll come home. Bunts it down the third base side. Parker comes in, fires a throw to first on the run. It's in time to get Moran out, but the sacrifice is successful. Moves the runners up to second and third. That's Murillo and Becker.
Perfect play for San Luis Obispo.
Yeah.
Got 2 runners on, just bunt, move them over, and bring up your best power hitter, Maydor, with a chance to bring them both in.
With Miles Maydor up, it's going to signal the end of the day for Sam Johnston, who faces 3 batters, a hit by pitch, a single, and an out via the sacrifice. Brent Cummings in full uniform today, wearing number 34. Heads out to the mound to bring on Ryan Delaney. He'll be in after a quick break. Ryan Delaney into a huge spot. As he was yesterday, he was the rally stopper, put an end to the bleeding in the top of the ninth against Sonoma yesterday. He threw 3 pitches with runners on first and second. The tying run was on second, go-ahead run was on first, and a potential insurance run was at the plate when he got Misael Uriapero to bounce out to second. A 3-pitch save just a day ago. So now he's still fresh enough to come out, pitch today, in yet another huge situation.
Yeah, need more of that from the lefty Ryan Delaney. I saw Edward Said running into the dugout for Walnut Creek. That's why I said that name. But, man, Delaney's been nails this season, especially when he inherits jams and comes in for just 1 inning of relief. If he goes back out for a second inning, he's had a little bit more trouble. So I think you just use him to get out of this jam. Then you go to Said, then Coburn, 9th.
So a very similar situation to yesterday. 2 runners on, this time, though, with 1 out, and both runners in scoring position. It's Kyle Becker at third, Diego Murillo at second, with Miles Mador, the big power-hitting catcher, coming to the plate. Hitless today, bounced into a double play and struck out looking. But Delaney's going to have to do everything and more that he did yesterday.
Yeah.
Big-time pressure situation in the 7th inning this time, so Crawdads offense does have time to get any runs back that do come around, but Crawdads only have 1 hit. So the infield is in. Everyone's got their toes on the grass as the lefty Delaney pumps into the stretch. First pitch, Mador takes, just down for a ball. Slider coming in nicely for Delaney, but he gets behind 1-0. And if you end up walking Mador, bases become loaded, not the end of the world. You get a force anywhere. The offset delivery, 1-0, pitch taken for a strike. Foul upper inside corner.
Yeah, well located there from Delaney. Just challenge him high and tight. You know he's probably going to look for a pitch that he wants. Now you just got to be careful, but aggressive.
Mador with the platoon advantage. Delaney working quickly. Swing and a miss. The changeup falling away from Mador causes him to take off the helmet and think things over. Now in a 1-2 hole. Mador's got to fight.
But Ryan Delaney's feeling confident. He is just nails, Harry. If he trusts the stuff, he's going to go to everything, and it's got a whole lot of movement. It's tough to catch up to.
It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Longacre ready. Here comes Delaney. Another changeup swung through for strike 3. Out number 2. Delaney comes in and gets a huge second out and a huge strikeout. 7 total for Crawdad pitching.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful changeup for Delaney. Just pins it on that outer third and forces Mador to swing to protect the plate, and he just comes up empty. How about negative 16, almost 17 inches of horizontal break on the change? That is nasty.
In comes Kosei Suzuki, 1 for 2. First pitch swinging, taps it foul. And with, again, a guy who's 4 for 48 on deck on the summer, and Brady Alves. Think about pitching around Suzuki here. Similar to that pitch, a changeup biting below the zone. Just try and get him to chase at something bad off speed. That was the slider, check that, but 0-1 in the dirt. Gets away from Longacre. Here comes the run from third. Delaney covering the tag. He's safe. Just late is the operation at the plate. And coming in to score is Kyle Becker. So first run comes around in this game, not on a hit, not on a walk, on a wild pitch that didn't get too far away from Longacre, the catcher.
And wow, dugout warning from the home plate umpire as the Blues get too rowdy. Something that's been a theme with them all year long. They've been one of the, I'm not going to say what I was about to say, but they've been one of the chirpiest teams in the CCL.
Just got the note to knock it off. So now 1-1 count. Play resumes with Kosei Suzuki.
Oh, now they're going to get another one.
Now he's talking. Wow.
Home plate umpire taking command of this game. Love to see it.
He just told him he already told him once. They hear it again. The whole bench is gone. Wow. So that's a big threat. 1-1 pitch now to Suzuki. Slider taken up and away for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. And Becker was safe at home. It was a bang-bang play. Didn't get too far from Longacre. You kind of got to love the hustle from Becker, too. He knows this is a close game. That runs are hard to come by. 2-1 pitch to Suzuki. Take in for a strike.
Good pitch.
Fastball up and in. But back on Becker again. You know it's a very tight game. So anything that gets away from the catch, you have to be ready to come home and try and scrap for that run. Did an excellent job to do so now. The Crawdads in a hole. But Delaney trying to limit the damage.
Go change up away here. Get the strikeout.
2-2 pitch. Just gets a piece. Fouled back. Elevated the fastball. And Suzuki abided. He went way up and out.
Really good chase pitch that Delaney's able to induce. And, you know, if you're him, you just got to flush the wild pitch. Who cares? 1 run. You know your offense is really good. They can certainly eat back in a 1-0 deficit. Just got to focus on Suzuki. Get him out right here.
Swing and a miss. The off-speed pitch gets him. And Delaney, excellent work. He probably wishes that the wild pitch didn't happen, but all things considered, an unbelievable job to come out of the bullpen and get the last 2 outs and just bring home 1 run. So the Crawdads now trailing. They're going to need something in these last 3 innings. So Drew Longacre will get his first plate appearance here in the 7th inning after taking over defensively for Riley Winchell in the 6th. Longacre, Taylor, and Bull, 2 lefties, big lefties behind Longacre to face the righty Mikey Rodriguez and do his 2nd inning of work. Sullivan in his first just gave up a walk. That was all the damage. His first delivery to Longacre, and this inning is wildly waved at and missed.
Yeah, that's a filthy slider right there. So much late break. I mean, as a hitter, you think that's a meatball on the outer third that you can drive. Instead, it's off the plate.
A 1 pitch from the windup is fouled up back into the right of us over here and into the trees for strike 2. Longacre quickly behind. And fastball at 92, slider 83 the pitch before. You get 10 miles an hour difference. 2 pitches that can play nicely off of each other. That's a pair of good weapons.
Yeah, aggressive appearance here for Longacre.
0-2 pitch. taken right there for a ball. The catcher Mador tried to throw it around. Threw it down to first. He was confident, and he was confidently wrong. So stays alive, goes to 1-2. I think these Blues have not earned a lot of positive karma points with the home plate up.
Perhaps not.
1-2 to Longacre. Fastball taken outside and low. Oh, this one called strike 3. Same spot, a little lower, but it's a strike. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I thought it was going to be called ball initially. It was a late signal from the home plate umpire. But, you know, that's an aggressive at-bat from Longacre. You got to lay off those first couple, see a few pitches, make Rodriguez work. That's the recipe for Cam Taylor now.
Maybe a makeup call. Maybe he thought the one before should have been a strike. Anyways, the first pitch to Taylor swung through. A couple bizarre pitches there, but regardless, an out. And one of two of those probably could have been called the strike either way. As the 0-1 dips below and almost off the dirt, picked by Mader. Goes to 1-1 to Taylor.
But Mador's making really nice efforts to frame up and get some additional called strikes. So credit to him behind the dish. He's making these calls close.
1-1 to Taylor. Take in outside, ball 2.
What you're looking for if you're Taylor. Just wait on it. Wait for Rodriguez to throw something inside, or better yet, a high fastball. That's what Taylor hit his last home run off of.
2-1, Taylor ahead. Takes a slider right there for a strike. Nice job getting the back door.
Perfectly executed backdoor breaking ball. Just barely on the line of the strike zone.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Rodriguez working quickly and fires a bender that bends outside. Different type of breaking ball there. That one a bit more vertical than the slider.
Yeah, looks more like a curve.
Yeah, more looping break. So now a full count to Taylor, who has walked today. He swings and misses. Breaking ball falling through the middle of the zone, landing at the bottom. And Taylor came up empty, his second strikeout of the day, and the second strikeout equally for Mikey Rodriguez.
Yeah, just more filth. Carson Boyer, the left-hander, warming up in the bullpen. Pitched yesterday for San Luis Obispo, but they look like looking to go to him again either way. That pitch is just one where Taylor thought it's a fastball top of the zone, completely drops on him, and you're left swinging.
First pitch to the powerful Bryden Bull, taken up and away, ball 1. And it's getting to the point, Crawdads with 1 hit. Just what, 3 or 4 base runners? Yeah, 3 total base runners today. Or you might need a lightning strike. Bull, a guy who could do it. 1-0, and he's looking for it with that swing. Back foot sliders. Nasty, comes up empty.
Yeah, there's more movement. It looks like as a hitter, that's going to be a little more of a cement mixer towards the bottom of the zone that you can just drive, then it tails off to your foot.
1-1, chopped high past the mound. Might be a tough play. In comes Alves. Bull with no throw is in at first. It is a 3-foot base hit for Bryden.
Yeah, just one of those classic outcomes for Bryden Bull. Either he lifts the ball deep in the air or he hits a really high chopper on the infield. And this time, takes some very favorable hops, able to leg it out for infield single.
So Brandon Clisby now tasked with keeping things alive, making this 2-out base hit into a 2-out rally. The Crawdads chased one in the bottom of the 7th. Blues just struck for one in the top of this inning via a wild pitch.
Got to get it to Pettis. That's the mindset you have to have.
Just keep passing the baton. First pitch, up and away, taken by Clisby. Fastball popping the glove of Mador as the cloud of dust flying off indicates good velocity. Maybe a dry field, too. 1-0 to Clisby. Swing and a miss. That slider falling off the table.
Wow. That's just insane against right-handers. I mean, I don't know how you could even possibly catch up to it. Starts middle, then completely fades all the way off the strike zone and low.
So evens up at 1-1. Rodriguez working quickly. Slider lands in the zone for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Clisby got to be ready to swing it. Needs to protect down 1-2. With 9-1-2 due up for the Blues. Always dangerous when their top is looming. 1-2. taken for strike 3 on the outside corner at the knees. 3 strikeouts in the inning. The chopper base hit, the only damage. And the Crawdads remain scoreless. 1-0 they trail. Nine 1-2. Brady Alves, Dom Nahar, and Cesar Chavez due up against Ryan Delaney, who's back out after recording the final 2 outs of the 7th, both of which were strikeouts and very big strikeouts. Though a wild pitch did allow one to come in. Again, he probably went off the mound wishing he didn't make that pitch, but you got to understand that was a really impressive stopping job from Delaney to just allow one. First pitch to Alves, he squares and takes strike one, excuse me.
Yeah.
He pulled back, but out of strike.
Yeah, great pitch, but how about Ryan Delaney? That's now 2 games in a row where he's come in and gotten out of some nasty jams. Turning into a really high leverage guy for Walnut Creek, and figures he's the most veteran pitcher ever for the Dads.
Alves takes the 0-1 for strike 2. That's what it'll do, just experience. It prepares you for the moments where you have to come in with runners on second and third with 2 outs, or with no one out. This case, it was first and second with 1 out. Second and third, excuse me. 0-2 now to Alves. Swing and a foul ball.
Challenge heater from Delaney. Lots of arm side movement on the 2-seamer, just tailed out of the strike zone. So Alves barely able to get it at the end of his bat.
Still behind 0-2. The 9-hitter second baseman. 1 for 2 today with an infield single on the bunt. Changeup tails outside for a ball. Delaney still ahead. 2 strikes. Alves trying to set the table for the top of this order that is oh so dangerous. The top of the 8th in a 1-0 game. He'll swing and miss instead at a changeup. That's 3 straight strikeouts for Ryan Delaney.
Woo! Filthy from Ryan Delaney. Leave him out there, coach. Let him face Dom Nahar at least.
So since Delaney came in, runners were on second and third with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Strikeout, ended the 7th. Strikeout to begin the 8th. Now he'll face Nahar. The first pitch to him is up and away for a ball.
Yeah, just a bit too high with the changeup.
Changeup's been a nice pitch against the righties so far. But behind 1-0, Nahar waits and takes again another changeup up above the zone.
Yeah, even closer that one, but Longacre, I think, just a little bit too exaggerated with the frame. Might have had a chance at it. 2-0, just got to attack here.
2-0 pitch, Nahar again, a fastball up and away. Ball 3-0. These two, I believe, did meet when Walnut Creek faced San Luis Obispo at Slow. 3-0 is ball 4, and it's a similar result of when they did meet.
Yeah, very tough one there from Delaney. I mean, facing the leadoff guy, you know he's dangerous. I think he was pitching around just a little bit too much. All of these guys in the top of the order are dangerous. You got to throw them strikes, and especially with this infield defense for Walnut Creek. You know you're a soft contact pitcher. Pitch to it.
So 1 out, runner on first. Chavez has been hitting the ball well today as Gabe Rojas going to call time and take a trot out to the mound.
This might be a case where you're having a mound visit to give Saeed some time to warm up.
Saw it very similarly with Sam Johnston just to settle him down after the 2 batters he faced to start the 7th inning got on. Just gave some extra time for Delaney to get cranked. Now Edward Saeed into some crow hop throws out in right, the bullpen over there. We'll have a bit of extra time to go through his routine as the fist bumps go all around the infield. 1 for Gabe Rojas, 2 for Ryan Delaney, and they break it up. Drew Longacre heading back to his post as Cesar Chavez also getting some intel from his third base coach.
And also Nahar, very notable. He's got so much speed at first base. I mean, this guy's probably going to be stealing, if I had to guess.
His first time on today after getting on 5 times against Walnut Creek at slow. First pitch to Chavez. He'll square to bunt. Pitch squirts out of the glove of Longacre. There goes Nahar. Throw to second is not in time. So, a gift. Ball at the plate, and I suppose that might go down as a pass ball. Like, really just squirted out of the glove. Didn't get too far. But regardless, now a tough situation. Runner in scoring position, just 1 out.
Yeah, got to be careful. Throw some strikes.
1-0. Check back to second. Pitch comes in, and it's down and in for a ball. Goes down as a wild pitch on Delaney's line. Advancing Nahar to second. So Chavez, who's driven in 4 runs against the Crawdads so far this season, looking to make it 5 in a 2-0 count. The delivery from the stretch is a slider, taken on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Nicely backdoored by Ryan Delaney.
Very much so. Got to keep living on the back door. Force the right-hander to squirt it over towards Cam Taylor at first.
Chavez is driven in 31. This year he leads the team. 2-1. Picked off is the runner. Delaney spins back. Now we'll hold on to it. Running back, the throw to Carlisle. Tag made, and he is out at second.
Beautiful pickoff from Ryan Delaney. Needed it hugely there.
So Delaney picks the runner off second. Now, just like that, there's 2 outs and nobody on. A nice tag by Carlisle, by the way, too. Delaney did the right thing. You got to run the runner back to the base they were on and kind of throw it the last second. And he did. Carlisle, 2 hands, caught it, tagged him. Now 2-1 pitch to Chavez is fouled back.
Wow. Pickoff, immediately get a challenge pitch fastball up in the zone. It's off, 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. How about Ryan Delaney right now? He is in a groove.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Delaney 1 strike away from getting out of the 8th unscathed. The pitch is hit out to third to his left. Parker kicks it and will end up with an error, but, you know, doesn't hurt all that much when you get the pick off at second. Yes, of course, you'd love to be out of the inning, but after the pickoff, the big play off the mound by Delaney, just puts a runner on first with 2 down. Not the end of the world.
No, not the end of the world, but I think that's a play in which Parker Jr. thought it was in the glove right before he picked it up. Kind of skipped right under the glove, then bounced off his foot.
So Brendan Comerford now the righty, facing the lefty Delaney, takes a ball outside. Comerford 0 for 3 today. Got robbed in the first of a base knock down the third base line. Nice play by Parker Jr. 1-0 to him is fouled right back.
Good challenge pitch on the third from Delaney again. Showing no fear right now. It's exactly what you want out of a high leverage reliever. And man, how about the season Ryan Delaney's having? I mean, the ERA is a little bit ballooned, but he's so confident right now.
1-1, runner goes, swing and a miss. Longacre throw down. Carlisle scoops it, but just out of the glove. Throw was probably a touch behind, too, so runner gets in either way with the stolen base. Chavez moves up to second. The swing and miss has it at a 1-2 count. Chavez swipes base number 16. Also leads the team in stolen bags.
Perfect time for a change-up outside here.
1-2. Pulled hard foul down the line. Instead went low and in with the slider. Probably a little, even though it was out of the zone, a little bit higher than Delaney had hoped to try to bury it. Get the swing and miss. Regardless, count holds at 1-2. Comerford, the tall righty, awaits. Delaney Looks back to second twice. Now a third. Will lift the leg and fire. Take in, up and away, off speed. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, man on second. Another big pitch loading for Ryan Delaney against the righty Brendan Comerford. He's 0 for 3 today, third baseman. 2-2. Pass out to second on 2 hops. Carlisle in. He'll go to Taylor at first. And out number 3 is recorded. A big pickoff by Ryan Delaney keeps slow off the board in this inning. 1-0. Crawdads have 6 outs to score a run. Just 2 hits for Walnut Creek so far through 7 innings, looking to reverse their fortunes. No runs on those 2 hits. 4 hits for the Blues have gotten them just the 1 run, but not thanks to a hit. It was a wild pitch that allowed Kyle Becker, the DH, to come home from third in the top of the 7th. Now here in the bottom of the 8th, Dylan Perez leads off the effort to get the run back. He'll face Mikey Rodriguez into his 3rd inning. First pitch popped up like an elevator shaft on the infield. Calling from third is Comerford. He'll come in and grab it. 1 pitch, 1 out. Not how you wanted to get things started.
Now, Crawdads, they started to see pitches against Roan. They were seeing some pitches in the first inning that Rodriguez worked back in the 6th, but since then they've been very aggressive, jumping on the first couple pitches they see.
Here's a guy who was pretty regularly patient to start his Crawdad career. Since then, a bit more aggressive. He's seen 6 pitches today, 3 in each at bat. Ground out and a line out. Lucas Carlisle swings hard at the first pitch, lines it up the middle for a base hit. So he'll be on with 1 out. Decent speed on first, and that flips it over to the top of this order.
Probably one of the first times that the second time I think that the first pitch swinging has really worked out for Walnut Creek. I mean, that's just perfect pitch. A fastball top of the zone. That's a good pitch to swing at when you see it first offering. So Carlisle goes and attacks, lines it up the middle. Great contact tool. That'll do it. Now you just got to keep the bats moving past the baton.
So Kevin Parker, today's leadoff hitter, in for the 4th time without a hit. So for 4, he's bounced out to his counterpart Comerford twice. First pitch to him is swung on and missed. Good time for Rodriguez to bring the slider low and away. You're starting to learn that Parker likes that ball inside. Haven't been going there as much because he can turn and burn on anything. The delivery of the 0-1. Nope. Just throw over to first. Carlisle back standing. So we'll await the 0-1 delivery here with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Setrakian alongside Charlie Limoncelli. Our producer is Jack Brooks on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. 0-1 delivery. Parker lays off the slider this time, and wisely so, down and away.
Yeah, 2 straight sliders from Rodriguez. And thank you for your Parker Jr. here. Sit fastball. Wait till he throws one kind of higher in the zone, elevated, maybe a little bit inside so you could pull it. But seriously, I would not swing on Parker Jr. until I see a heater.
Rodriguez hunting a ground ball double play, the 1-1. Fastball nicely thrown on the outside corner for a strike. And got a little bit of help. That one was pretty down.
Yeah. But luckily for the Crawdads, the velocity from Rodriguez is down. He's topping out at 91 right now. Was hitting 94 earlier in his first inning. So that helps out a little bit, but got to protect the zone right now.
Around 30 to 40 pitches here. 1-2 to Parker. Carlisle goes, taken in the dirt, and it skips up away from Mador. Carlisle around second. Will stop there. So nice time to go. He gets the stolen base. And importantly, Parker moves into a 2-2 count.
Favorable count. And if you're Parker, got to find a way to ideally get a hit that moves Carlisle over as well. That way you can have Ramos come up and just put the ball in the air and score one.
So we talked about at the start of this game as Mador meets with Rodriguez at the mound that the Crawdads needed to be a bit more selective in their steal attempts today. That's just the first one of the game. And in a big time, gets Carlisle up to second because Mador had the Crawdads base runner's number in slow a couple of games ago. Threw 2 out. It's now 1 of the Crawdads, 89 for 101 on the season. 2-2 to Parker, tying run on second. Potential go-ahead run at the dish. Here it comes. Slider taken just outside for a ball. Rodriguez really wanted that one. He's smiling about it.
Very close pitch. Rodriguez almost had it, but how about the eye from Kevin Parker Jr.? Tracked it all the way down, saw it tailing away, just laid off, even if he swung. Bad contact.
Rodriguez thought he had strike 3 and out number 2, but instead it's a full count to Kevin Parker. Right-handed batter waggles the bat and takes ball 4. Fastball way down low. 2 runners on for Walnut Creek in the 8th. With the expert, the contact expert, Elijah Ramos coming up to bat. A ball in play here. You don't want the inning-ending double play. This might be the end of the day for Mikey Rodriguez. Is out from
be.
the dugout. Comes head coach Dean Trainer.
This is a situation, in my opinion, that you got to find a way to hit a bloop single here if you're Ramos, maybe just a line drive single. Either way, got to get on board and let Carlisle score from second. Cannot go into an out here.
The funky left-hander, Carson Boyer, is warming in the bullpen. No motion to bring him in just yet, it looks like. Is this just going to be a chat on the mound, chat with the defense? Know how to attack this sticky situation. So, with 2 runners on, there is 1 guy out. Carlisle's on second, Parker's on first. A lot of speed at the paths, or on the paths, rather, and a lot of speed at the dish in Elijah Ramos. 1 out, 2 on. Rodriguez, long wait, now he'll deal the first pitch. Ramos goes after it, lifts it to center, not very deep. Chavez over to his left will put it away, and Carlisle holds fast at second. And an unproductive out for Elijah Ramos is the second out of the inning.
That was a fastball down the middle. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to swing at that. You can't really lay off, so I don't blame Ramos there. A tough break there. And now I think, Dean Trainer coming out. This will do it. Bring in a lefty to face Ellis.
So probably just told Rodriguez, this is your guy, go get him. And he did just that on 1 pitch. So Rodriguez exits after 2 2/3 innings of really, really strong work off of the outstanding start of Trey Legrone. It'll be the sidewinding left-hander Carson Boyer in to face the lefty Ryan Ellis. So the new pitcher into the game to get his guy here. Carson Boyer, the lefty, throws from the sidearm slot. A lefty specialist in to face the lefty Ryan Ellis, who was 1 for 2 against Trey Legrone, the starter, who was also a lefty. But the one out he recorded was a strikeout. However, if he replicates the base hit he got back in the 4th, this will be a tie ball game. Carlisle's on second. Ramos is on first. There are 2 outs.
Just need a single to score 1 here.
Boyer's first pitch is taken in the dirt for a ball. Ellis looked like he saw it pretty well, tracked it all the way in and laid off. Crawdads chasing a run, have been since the top of the 7th in a very briskly played pitcher's duel type of game. Mr. Crawdad trying to tie Ryan Brome, career RBI mark at 84. 1-0. Outside corner called for a strike.
Perfectly located pitch from the lefty. I mean, that's one that you think kind of has some cut actions, going to pull all the way outside from the side armor, but it doesn't. Just stays on the inner third.
Little extra natural arm side run you'll get throwing from a lower slot. The 1-1 from Boyer. It's a big rip and a miss by Ellis. Got a piece of it, but into the glove of Mador. That time worked the inside part of the plate. Nicely done east to west on back-to-back pitches for Boyer, who looks to get a big third out. You have to think. Slow dugout, ready to erupt. Crawdad dugout equally so. Look back to second now, 3 more. And the pitch in is taken just a little bit high by Ellis.
Yeah, that was on the fringe. Top of the zone, could have been called either way. But it ended up being a ball, so 2-2 for Ellis. Just got to hit a single here.
Time to shorten up for Ryan Ellis. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out. The pitch. Lifted, foul back. Reached out for that one, but all you need to do is preserve your life in this at-bat. Stay alive. As a foul ball eventually comes crashing down.
That swing's the right idea, though, from Ellis. Just reach out, put the ball in play somehow.
Anything over the infield will score a run. Runners will be going on contact. Especially with the speedy Carlisle on second. Ramos on first. 2-2, we do it again. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Boyer comes in and gets the final out. And that will end the inning. So Crawdads lineup yet to score a run through 8 innings. And we'll see who's coming out to pitch the top of the 9th. So it's Ryan Delaney going to stay in this game. And he's been a great stopper so far. Why not keep it rolling? He's facing a lefty Becker with 2 righties, or well, 1 righty, Diego Murillo on deck, and a lefty Moran in the hole to do up. Have to think, Charlie, we were talking about it between the break, maybe just going to get his guy here. And
yeah.
Maybe move it on to either Edward Said or Jacob Coburn.
That's what I would think, but the next 2 of the next 3 batters are lefties, so there's a chance you leave him out there for all 3.
First pitch and a swing and a miss by Becker, who has scored today's lone run. A nice hustle play on a wild pitch thrown by Delaney that didn't get too far from Longacre, but a good read. The 0-1 also swung and missed.
Well, if Delaney keeps looking like this, shoot, leave him out there for all 3. Why not? Spare Saeed and code for potential extras.
No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch taken down and away. Wise to lay off that one by Becker, who, again, really trying to go to the pull side. Bit open in the stance. Searching something inside, so Delaney continues to attack outside. His 1-2 outside again, this time taken for a ball.
Using his platoon advantage, trying to force it outside, force a rollover. Just got to get a put away here. Doesn't even have to be a strikeout. Ground ball does the job.
Hit behind short. In comes Bull from center. He'll range in and make a catch. So a weak fly out to center is an 0 for 3 day for Becker.
That'll do the job.
So no sign of Brent Cummings yet as Delaney heads back towards the mound. He looks at the dugout, now looks around the infield, and there is Brent Cummings out from the first base dugout. An absolutely heroic effort from Ryan Delaney today will end after 3 strikeouts. A run does come in, not on his line, Sam Johnston, but he really kept this game as close as he could have kept it.
Absolutely. What a job.
So 2 full innings of excellent work for Ryan Delaney, and he'll come out for Edward Saeed to come in on the other side of this break. After 2 unbelievable full innings for Ryan Delaney, he hands the ball off to Edward Saeed as the Crawdads make a call to the bullpen. Saeed, who pitched against Slow at Sinsheimer Park and was the last time he threw in, but he did a really nice job. Just came in the game, bottom of the 8th, and a throwing error on his own line brought home a couple of runs, but these hitters didn't look like they had a good read on him, and so comes in trying to replicate that today. Just coming in for his 3rd outing so far this season. 250 is what opponents are hitting. 5.40 ERA and 1 2/3 innings pitched. Just the 1 run given up. 3 strikeouts to 1 walk. So a bit of an unknown for what Saeed has done this summer so far. But so far, pretty good.
Yeah, looks good. Velocity is up from last summer. He had a very good spring at Chabot. Trying to just continue that. Took a month or 2 off in June. Gave himself some rest, so he's fresh.
He comes in with 1 out on the board thanks to Ryan Delaney. Diego Murillo and CJ Moran due up. Righty then a lefty with Miles Mador in the hole if one of those gets on. First pitch swinging for Murillo. He pops it up behind second. It's Carlisle backpedaling to call it. He'll put it away very smoothly as he does everything on the infield. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Saeed, and quickly Crawdads 1 out away from going on to the bottom of the 9th with just a 1-run deficit.
Yeah, that's no better way to start it than a 1-pitch out. Pop fly. It's routine for your second baseman to make. You just got to attack the last hitter, Moran.
CJ Moran, the first baseman. 0 for 2 today with a sacrifice bunt. Both the 2s a strikeout. One of 3 guys to strike out twice today. He swings and fouls the first pitch back. A hard swing, but resulting in not much. All 3 of Moran, Mador, and Suzuki, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, have struck out twice. The 3 in the lineup to do so. So it's been strikeout row for Crawdad pitching so far when we get to this part of the order.
Yeah, they've had fair share of struggles despite being very successful this season. Crawdad pitching has shut it down today.
0-1. Take in down low, change up the fastball there. 87 miles an hour from Saeed there. He'll be mid to high 80s. The tall right-hander. Physical presence on the bump. Next pitch in is taken for a strike. Took something off that time and landed in on the inner half. So 1-2 count to CJ Moran, who's in danger of striking out for the 3rd time today and for the 6th time all season against Walnut Creek.
Really nice off-speed pitch there from Saeed. Now the entire arsenal open. Just got to fire something in there.
0-2. Out in front and fouled away. Pulled down the right field side onto the concrete out there past the fencing. So it goes to 1-2. Holds at 1-2.
Another off-speed from Saeed. Slow the batter down after 2 straight fastballs. Gives yourself a chance to fire in another heater.
Back-to-back changeups on the inside. We'll see where he goes. 1-2. It's a high fastball that's fouled back.
Great challenge pitch. But Moran, good swing too. Emergency, took a hack top of the zone and just gets a bit to stay alive. Haven't seen the slider yet today from Saeed, or the curveball rather. So could see one of those, drop it in, maybe just the changeup again.
1-2. There's the curveball, fouled away, rolled hard on the pull side. Nicely thrown, kind of at the bottom of the zone. Sharp break through the zone, looks so good, but hard to get on top of it, or hard to get on it. It's easy to get on top of it when it lands down there. So Saeed continues working in a 1-2 count. Ryan Delaney began this inning with a fly out on Kyle Becker. He came out. He got a 1-pitch out on Diego Murillo. Now the 1-2 is fouled off again by CJ Moran. Popped way high up. Back to the left.
Arsenal plays well for Saeed right now, mixing all 3. Dropped the curveball, which a lot of 12-6 action, but it also has some pretty good horizontal movement too. It's kind of unusual in that way.
Trying to find a put-away pitch. Another 1-2 against CJ Moran is popped high up, pulled, and sailing out of play on the right side again. Taylor gives it a look, but he's about halfway there, and he used all of the foul ground on the first base side, which there's a lot of.
How about the battle from CJ Moran, though?
Yeah.
Refusing to quit, trying to give the Blues one more run, add some insurance. Crawdads and Saeed got to hold it right here. Give the offense one last chance.
Another 1-2 delivery coming. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Cold strike 3. Finds the back door. And Saeed gets the final 2 outs of the 9th inning, which Ryan Delaney started. Crawdads need something they haven't gotten all game here. That's a run. Down 1 to the bottom of the 9th we go. Lefty, the funky lefty, Carson Boyer, looks to continue after recording the final out of the 8th inning. And due up this inning was Drew Longacre, Cam Taylor, and Bryden Bull, but Sutter Moss, another lefty, is grab the bat, and he's going to hit first. So Brent Cummings, uber confident in Sutter Moss to face a lefty here, taking out the righty Longacre. Catcher who's swung it pretty well this season against lefties. A guy in Moss who feels like hasn't been in a little while and hasn't faced a lefty in maybe even longer.
Feels like a gamble, but could pay off here for Walnut Creek.
First pitch from Boyer to Moss is taken upstairs for a ball. And I think perhaps the thinking could be, need a guy who's potentially able to leave the yard and get this single run in one swing.
That or just is a very good offensive player. Moss can hit for contact too.
Moss does have 2 homers on the season. He's ahead 1-0, takes again for a strike. Just one of 6 players on this roster who's hit 2 homers, and it's been a while since he's gotten one. Might be swinging for it. 1-1. It is a big rip, and he goes through it for strike 2.
Got to choke up, protect the plate now. Can't be looking for all of it in one swing. I mean, maybe if you get lucky, you get it on a good swing, but just got to drive the ball to a gap here.
1-2 to the lefty. Taken way outside off the table for ball 2. Moss did start a couple of games ago against Menlo Park, at Menlo Park. Went 1 for 5. One of them a double play that he really did hit hard on the pull side. 2-2. He hits a high pop-up towards first. Moran crossing into foul ground, has an eye on it, and he'll put it away in his red left-hand first base glove. It's a glove for a righty, but on his left hand. Anyways, foul out begins the inning. Pinch hitter unsuccessful.
Yeah, tough one. Moss just got under it, but protected the plate really well. Nice breaking ball from the pitcher, Boyer. Not a whole lot you can do there as a lefty.
So another lefty and Cam Taylor due up, and Bryden Bull, a third lefty on deck against a lefty specialist. First pitch taken, strike. It's a tough task to hit Boyer, who's one of the better lefties the Crawdads have seen all season, one of the funkiest too. Now 0-1 to Taylor, is taken upstairs for a ball, goes to 1-1. So, I know it's a bit surprising.
Yeah, I agree. I was surprised not to see a righty pinch hit.
Barrett Ronson on the bench, 1-1 to Taylor. Slice the other way, maybe a play on it from left. Nahar given look, and he's not going to get there. Really close, but both he and Comerford gave it some respect.
Once again, Taylor's got to choke up here, protect the plate, put one on a line into the outfield, get on board via the base hit.
So 1-2, he's going to have to protect against some real tough stuff. In a 1-run ball game, just 3 hits for the Crawdads so far. And he fouls it back.
That's the protect swing. Keep it coming like that. Out ahead, looking fastball, but just able to get a piece of the slider.
Taylor, one of just 5 Crawdads to get on base today. He did it via a walk in the 5th. Down 1-2, going to have to work to get to that again. The pitch is drilled out towards left center, racing over Chavez. He's got a beat on it. That's out number 2 as he puts it away in the gap.
Good contact, just, I guess, a little bit too early on it. If you let it come in a little bit more, then that ball's probably driven into the gap for a double. Instead, Chavez, no problem with it.
So Crawdads 1 out away from taking a loss here to the Blues for the 4th straight time all season. Crawdads, with a loss, would remain in first place. Their win percentage would go down to .700. Blues would go up to .684. Bull takes a strike on the first pitch, so instantly goes behind. And for a guy who's 1 for 3 today, the base hit, though, very high chopper, didn't hit it all that good. Takes again for a strike. Now 1 strike away are the Crawdads from a 1-0 loss at home. Here's Boyer. The 0-2. Swing and fouled away, spoiled off the left field line. Boyer in line for the save today. Mikey Rodriguez would have a win.
It's 3 straight fastballs here from Rodriguez, or pardon me, from Boyer.
0-2 again inside, taken by Bull. So he trying to work back in this count, keep this game alive. It's 1-2 with Brandon Clisby awaiting on deck.
think you just can't let the fastball beat you here if you're Bull.
Try and get a bat on it. Try and put it in play. Good things happen, as he saw last at bat. 1-2, swing and a miss. Goes downstairs and chases after it. And for the 4th time, the Blues beat the Crawdads. They do it for the 3rd time here at Monte Vista and will officially sweep the season series against Walnut Creek and work back towards first place. Crawdads still do hold first place at 21-9. Again, a .700 winning percentage. Slow increases to, or improves to 26-12. Their winning percentage rises to .684 from .678. So they earn a game back on Walnut Creek after the Crawdads 4, 5, and 6 go down 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 9th. Boyer gets the save. As I mentioned, Mikey Rodriguez will get the win. Sam Johnston will record the loss. He was on the books for the only run today. So, well, Charlie, a very closely played ball game.
Yeah.
Hits very, very difficult to come by. Offense just in general, even base runners, hardly ever we saw 2 runners on base in an inning, and maybe fittingly so.
Yeah.
Only way a run was scored was on a wild pitch and a nice hustle play by Kyle Becker.
But, I mean, it's a well-played game on both sides. The pitcher's duel. It's what's going to happen. This is a playoff kind of game where you're going to have to play them close all day long, and the Crawdad pitching staff got it done. You only allowed 1 run. That is a win to an offense like San Luis Obispo. Unfortunately, on the other end, they threw out some of their best pitchers, and you couldn't really catch up, which is tough. It's unfortunate. You're going to have to kind of make some tweaks, but for the Crawdads, Harry, the positive is they still control their own destiny. You win as many games as you possibly can until the season ends, and, you know, see what happens with fate. If you do that, ideally, if you win out, you're still first. So that's the positive side. And the schedule isn't crazy hard for Walnut Creek. All they have left are Sonoma, Menlo Park, and San Francisco. Those are the only teams they play the rest of the way. They've owned Sonoma this year, they're undefeated against San Francisco and undefeated against Menlo Park this season. Like, these are teams that they can and have taken care of business of. You just have to keep the mentality of win every single game, do not let up. This is a game that you could afford to drop, and you did. So what? You'll see them again in the playoffs. You can get your vengeance there.
Would be pretty sweet to see that come true. Obviously, Crawdads a bit lighter now of a schedule, and see if they can put the foot on the gas towards the end of the season. But for now, we'll go quickly to the post-game show brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek, a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new records and used vinyl records, CDs, cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend, so check out who's playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. And a loss after 3 straight wins for the Crawdads here at home against Slow is what's happening up the creek, but played it very close. 1 run for Slow, 4 hits, no errors. Crawdads, no runs, 3 hits on 2 errors. Crawdads didn't leave a whole lot of base runners on, but left 1 on at least in the 4th through 8th innings. 6 total on the day, so not a whole lot of chances created, but you have to be okay with it. So quickly then we'll move on to the player of the game, brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants. We're going to give it to Ryan Delaney today.
Yeah. Oh, my God. What a stud. Got out of the 2-on jam, the bases loaded jam that he inherited. Then he was able to get 1 out. Sure, the 1 run came across on the wild pitch, but he limited damage to just 1. Got 3 total strikeouts on the day. He was purely nails.
So he was excellent, and he gave the guys a chance to get the victory. Offense just couldn't help him out, couldn't help the pitching staff at all out. As we'll then also move on quickly to the sweet play of the game, brought to you by Batter and Icing, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Batter and Icing, a locally owned custom bakery with 2 retail outlets in Danville and Pleasant Hill. Since 2018, they've been creating everything from birthday and wedding cakes to corporate event desserts, all made fresh with quality ingredients and plenty of creativity. Learn more or place an order using the Crawdads fundraiser part of the Order Online tab at www.batterandicing.com. Orders can be picked up at any Crawdads home game. And quickly, I think I'll give it to Kevin Parker Jr. in the 1st inning, making a nice diving play.
Yep.
Hit off the glove against Brandon Comerford. Still got up to make a hard throw to first. Early on, though, set the tone.
Yeah, that was a fantastic play. Parker Jr. laying his body out on the line like he's done so many times this season, comes up with it, and then, of course, your favorite, Harry, the laser beam throw across the diamond to get the out at first.
Gotta love to see it. So once again, Crawdads go down 1-0 against San Luis Obispo, but remain in first place in the CCL North. This has been Charlie Limoncelli and Harry Setrakian for our producer, Jack Brooks. I say thank you very much. And tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. for first pitch between the Crawdads and the Stompers.